You're on with Maui,
No relation to the trademark whatsoever.
D-Mark,
I don't believe in none of this.
and X.
Which, by the way, Dick Wolf is the best name ever.
And this is When Awesome Collides.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy. We're going to introduce our show here. It was When Awesome Collides. Your boy D-Mark, your boy Maui, your boy X. And yes, together we are DMX, believe it or not. I know they may be different. Yeah.
Hey.
I thought it'd be a little bit different.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
I thought that'd be
I'm like,
good.
where the fuck the M come from? But
Yeah.
I don't.
Maui,
Yeah, suck my dick, nigga. Yeah. Branding, nigga. That's what this is. Trying to
is
get
big
money. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So I want to get this out of the way. We're here to make you laugh. So if you have any recommendations, the stuff you want our takes on, please hit us in the comments, hit us in an email. We'll do a B-roll and talk about all that stuff as well, where you can contact us. But for more introduction, this is When Awesome Collides with a 3 instead of a E after
There's
awesome.
three of us. When Awesome Collides.
The three's after the W. You guys keep saying it. There are two E's in awesome. There are two. So it is the first E
you just pick.
that
You
is a
pick.
3.
You pick whichever one you want. You pick
can
whatever you
pick,
want.
but also
Is the 3 the W or the E? Now I'm confused. What are you talking
the
about?
3 is the E after the W, not
Oh.
the E at the end of the word.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Y'all keep saying it's the E in awesome, but this fucking
Oh, I spell
two.
awesome. AWESUM.
Oh,
Nigga,
except
what?
on every social media channel and email address we
Okay, I
have.
spelled it wrong.
Do y'all niggas spell cum C-O-M-E or C-U-M?
I don't spell cum.
What?
He never spelled it.
Like, what do you tell your wife when you say you're coming home? What do you say? How do you spell
I'm
it?
arriving at the house.
You're arriving.
I'm almost home.
I'm gonna get there.
Fucking arriving. I'm arriving in your
arriving.
ass.
You're like, hey, I'm getting there.
Okay. Nigga, I'm close. That's all I'm talking about.
Getting there. Hey, I got there. You know.
But D-Mark, what are some shit we're gonna be talking about today?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, so like he said, welcome to When Awesome Collides. It's the best podcast you haven't heard yet.
Nigga, I'm
telling
hot as
you,
shit.
On our first episode, obviously, you bear with us. It's going to take us a little bit to kind of get into the flow. It's going to become more and more natural as the episodes go. You know how it goes, especially when you real day ones like us. We're going to be your source for everything media. Like, we're going to give you the spicy hot takes on anime, spicy hot takes on sports, the general TV that's going on. Basically, anything that you enjoy in your everyday life, we're going to be giving you a taste of.
Even
today.
hentai?
Even
Even
hentai,
hentai?
bro. You don't wait. Just keep it. Just wait for it. We've
Yep.
got some
Real
stuff
shit.
planned, and you're gonna enjoy it. Trust
Xavier's
me.
gonna watch hentai too. He loves Futanari, right,
yeah.
Xavier?
I still don't know what that is.
It doesn't
I've
matter.
heard the word like
You're
3
gonna-
times.
You're gonna fuck
And
with
it's
it.
gonna be incredible. We might even
Futanari?
do
yeah.
we might even
Futanari?
Futanari. We might even do a live react
Like foot?
of that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Subscribe.
It can be
subscribe
food
to our
stuff.
OnlyFans if you want to see the live react of the Futanari adventures with Xavier.
I don't think I signed up for that.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No, you did.
No,
you
no, you
signed up
signed-
for it.
yeah, you
You
signed-
signed up for
you
it.
signed
We
a
signed
fucking contract.
Oh yeah.
I need to see it. I need to.
Oh, no,
you signed.
we don't
It's like
look
terms
at
and conditions,
So-
motherfucker.
One thing that we're gonna so obviously the way to start this out, what we're gonna do, we're gonna introduce ourselves, just give you a little bit of background, not too much. We don't want you guys stalking us, but if you do want to hide in my bushes, feel free. I do need my lawn cut if you want to do that while you're out.
He's talking about his like bush downstairs.
Big bush gang.
Big bush.
So yeah, I'm gonna go over and pass it there. We'll do it clockwise. We'll go ahead and start with X. Go ahead. Did a little bit about yourself. Don't give out too much. Let's go.
Talk about the sucking dick.
He's an expert.
Never actually sucked a dick.
Lying.
Yet.
Lying.
That's fair. I guess you don't know if you're ever gonna suck one, right?
I got $100 right now. What's up?
I don't need $100. Damn. Usually those $20 is $20 shit. A lot, but I'm not sure that
It
I need
applies at this
$20.
point. I feel you.
It applied like 5 years ago. It don't
Yeah,
apply
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But I still didn't suck no dick then.
Yeah. You made it.
I figured it out. I don't know introduction. I don't know what Fruitinari is. We're gonna be talking about some shit that I have no idea what it is. I guess I'm getting introduced to it. But I got games, I got comics, I got movies,
And the
I got
drip.
I got pop culture. I got most shit on lock. I say most shit till they start talking about shit that obviously I don't know. But we're gonna get through it. I got more tattoos than both of them.
That's fair.
That's
Lots
fucked up.
more.
Why you gonna
Lots more.
come on, dog?
We'll
know?
get there one day. Technically, anything more.
D-Mark might get there.
I'll say one would be infinitely more than one of us has. So
Really? We're going to do that right now?
that's
Is that what
we're
we're doing right now?
You know, saying you came.
Hey, you've been trying to get one for like the past decade, though.
Oh, yeah, I
guys,
get it,
come on.
man. It's
Are we really?
a
You
long
almost
and
had one a
arduous
couple
process.
times.
Listen, I'm getting one. Listen, I'm getting one.
Sure.
I'm getting one.
Sure, he's been getting one for a decade.
I'm getting one.
That's fine.
A
I'm
literal
I need
decade.
to make a decision.
He is the Detroit Lions of our group. He's gonna get
Detroit Lions?
He's gonna get one. This is his year.
You should be upset because it feels like he just called you dirty.
Yeah.
Like that's how I would feel if somebody
No, yeah,
compared me
yeah.
to Detroit.
Seriously, you know, he didn't call me the
No
Jaguars.
offense
so
to
it's fine.
people in Detroit. I'm sure your city
If you're
is less of a
listening from
garbage fire
Detroit,
than
hell
the
yeah,
fucking
we did
football
something
team.
right. If somebody in Detroit actually hears this,
Very fair.
but you don't know where
Facts.
we're from, so it don't fucking matter. We could be from Detroit.
We are
We could be.
Midwesterners. You will hear me ope
Yeah.
at least 17 times per episode.
But past that, I don't talk about my personal life. I have no personal life. I like shit. I'll try shit. That's basically all I got.
Especially butt stuff.
No doubt.
I got a lot of it.
My name is D-Mark. Same as Xavier. I play a lot of video games, read a lot of comic books. If you get more than one or two drinks in me, we definitely get a little bit
Only
spicy
2 drinks.
on the politics.
Only takes 2.
It's a little wild. But you know, in general, I try to keep it tame. It doesn't always work. Yep, just like I said, I'm a Midwesterner, so you hear me ope a lot. Don't have much more after that. Go ahead, pass it on to you, Maui.
Yeah, you already know. It's your boy, Maui. I am not from Hawaii. I have no relations to the trademark.
No, he's actually who they based the character off of. Ask The Rock.
They did. They did not. They did not pay me any
The
royalties.
Rock texted him and said, "Hey, I'm taking your face, and if you do anything about it, come square up." And he said, "Well, nothing I can do about that."
Yeah. I'm a little upset they kind of exaggerated my gap. Like Maui's gap is ridiculous. Again, no relation. No relation to the trademark whatsoever. Please, Disney. I have no money.
Don't do it, please.
We
we don't have
I
enough.
have
Disney don't
no
got no
money.
money right now to sue you with
They got
either.
more than we
They've
got.
been-
They got more than we got.
I don't know. I never was able to lose
Disney
30
money is
billion
more
a
than we
day.
got.
30 billion. What?
30
Hold
million
on.
a day.
No,
I
they
don't
lost.
know.
Yeah, they've lost $1 billion so far since all this has started. But you know what?
Jeez.
That's literally still they've lost more than we'll ever have, and then they could still sue us into the earth. So please don't.
Yeah, please no.
We don't have your billion back.
We don't have nothing. We have zero.
$0. Oh, okay. Well, back to my introduction. I'm Maui. Not spelled the same way as a trademark. I came before the trademark.
Come before a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm all about anime, sports, whatever. I like music, wrestling. I love fucking wrestling. WWE, fucking New Japan,
Oh, yeah.
AEW. We're
That's
talking about
something
that shit
that's
too.
gonna help us with. Where one of the cool things about this show so far, even in this small little adventure, this guy over here got a Crunchyroll subscription yesterday
Crunchyroll?
because we required him to watch Tower of God before this episode, so he was able to talk about it with us. And I'm assuming I'm going to be. I haven't watched wrestling in years, but been about 3 years at minimum. So doing
pretty
the show is
terrible
going
right
to get
now.
me back in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no doubt.
Michelle watch. Who?
I said doing the show is going to get me back in
Oh,
there.
doing the show. Who the fuck is Michelle? What the
weird,
fuck?
man.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Well, guys, listen. Before we get this all popping off, I want to talk about something that is our first show. I want to commemorate it. All right. So what I did, unbeknownst to you guys, I got you guys each a bottle. We're gonna share a bottle of liquor together. Cavassier. All right. We popping big bottles.
Oh wow.
Popping big bottles.
The ladies, man.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Yeah.
Cavassier?
Yeah. Cavassier. We
you
all
said
have to
it,
kill this
Cavassier.
bottle.
What?
We have to kill this bottle
To
for this episode.
sweet guy.
Yeah. So
I heard
well,
the hard R. I'm just
Unfortunate-
saying
Har-
that when he said it, you said
Whoa.
Cavassier.
Cavassier.
Yeah, Cavassier.
You said Cavassier?
No,
Yes,
Cavassier.
Cavassier. What did he say, bro?
It's
I heard it.
Cavassier.
You said it right.
It's Cavassier.
It's
no,
Cavassier.
No, bro. Cavassier.
Nah, bro, it's no R in that, bro.
It sounds French, and French
It's
don't
like-
pronounce
it's
R's
French.
for like nothing.
It's,
It's
like
French.
caviar.
It's French.
Oh no, that's
They
Cavassier.
do-
You can say the R. The R.
Caviar.
No, that has an
Is it
R.
caviar?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
anyways,
caviar.
let me get the bottle
fair,
for you
fair,
guys,
fair,
all right?
fair,
So
fair,
we all have a bottle of liquor. I really need for them to finish this. So
We have an individual bottle?
yeah, we all have our own bottle of liquor.
Bro, I can drink a beer and die.
That's fair.
No, it's fine. I figured we want to commemorate this episode. I want to make sure that we share it with our fans, our
Okay.
future fans, and fuck it, get a little loose. You know what I'm saying? So
A little loose.
Yeah,
That's
a little
completely unwound.
That's Law and Order SVU. Wake up the next day talking to Olivia Benson kind
on,
of
what we
shit.
got?
I got you. No,
Okay.
no, be back, nigga.
All right, come on.
There we
Let's
go.
go. Pull it out. You gonna have
Pull it out. I got it. Hold on.
You pranking. All right.
Frank it. I got the bot. I got the.
I didn't say you
I got
didn't have
the-
the bottle. Pull the bottles out.
I literally see directed by Dick Wolf or whatever in my future.
It's my favorite. Right.
Which, by the way, Dick Wolf is the best name ever.
Because
it sounds like
is he
he's
snacking on them? Is he
he's a
scarfing them down?
dick predator.
All right, bro. Here the bottles.
That's
Here
what
you
I-
go,
that's
boy.
exactly what
I
Here you
thought.
go. Got the
Okay, you
Cavassier,
freaking.
boy. Yo, what you
Okay.
talking about? Yo, this is a bottle.
It is a bottle.
It's a
He's
bottle.
not
A
wrong.
bottle.
You see?
Definitely
Xavier,
For
make sure you
people
get.
not watching at home and just listening to us, it is the like $1 bottle you get at the liquor store.
This was like $1.49.
Oh, he right. Oh,
What the
don't
fuck is your
don't
problem?
disrespect.
$1 for some Cavassier? For some Cavassier?
You act like I understand cognac
Yeah.
at all.
Listen. I want to make sure that we get right. So before we start this shit off, we're gonna talk shit about some shit. I want to just share a bottle. Nah, fuck that. We drink straight from the bottle in this house. Straight from the bottle.
Glasses to the shit he don't go to.
All right. So I forgot to open it in the mic so you guys can have the experience with us.
An
But
incredible experience we have every
yeah,
year that he never
this just smells fantastic.
guys.
I love
Oh
you.
my god, I'm gonna throw up.
Shut up, bitch. Shut up. Just drink it. Cheers. All right.
I hate every bit of this.
That's crazy. Delicious.
How do you drink?
Oh, you didn't have to kill the bottle. You didn't have to kill the bottle for this show, dog. What do you guys?
I'm
You guys are
I'm gonna have to
drinking,
put it in a
drinking.
glass, bro.
No, son. We drink straight out of the bottle.
No, I
D-Mark
can't.
almost
It's
killed his
too-
whole
it's
bottle.
too skinny.
thought you
D-Mark
said
got
we kill it.
1/3. No. For this episode, we didn't have to
How
kill it
you
right
drink
now.
this?
That was tough.
For the love of God, can I just put it in a glass?
No.
I'm fancy.
No.
All right, so to kind of get us up to speed, so we are going to start this episode talking about a
You can put it in the glass. It's fine.
very good, pretty good show. Dave, Lil Dicky. I'm sure everybody is a. There's no way people haven't heard of
name
him.
is
Like you can't
Dave.
say he was a day one. You've been a day one dickhead because everybody. His dude's hilarious. Like his raps, his rap game's great, and he said early on in his career that he wanted to use his platform as an artist to expand into that the world of writing and the show. And honestly, I'm sad to see it as a fan of music because he concentrates a lot less on music. It was years since he put out something that I can remember.
Yeah, it's been
But
like 4 years.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
because he's been working on the show.
Yeah,
Well,
save
when did
that
the
money.
Brain EP come out? Because the Brain actually
That
put
was like
it.
4 years ago.
But that's not an
2 years
album,
ago?
right?
But still, an EP. That EP
I mean,
was
it's still
years
dropping
ago.
new
Right.
music,
Yeah, but that
though,
EP
right?
was still years ago.
What, I'm gonna look that up.
Look it up.
Yeah,
look
look
it
that
up.
shit
Look it
up.
right now.
Look that shit up, Jamie.
So that has sucked. But honestly, after watching that show, I mean, we've got a ton to talk about on this show. It's one of the most interesting shows I've seen in a while because of how many different
I think
things
I've got
it
to put on
presents.
deodorant this morning.
I might have spelled Brian.
I've done. Oh my god, it's the weekend. To everybody out there, we're recording this on a weekend. The rules don't apply. If you haven't taken a shower in 4 days, if you've been on,
No, I took a shower.
I fully
Hold on.
understand. If you've been on quarantine, off work, and you haven't taken a shower since this all started,
Coronavirus.
I completely understand. I get it. If I were on vacation, I would literally never shower. If I didn't have a job, something that you'll learn about me very
Musty.
quickly
Musty
is that I
balls.
spend 95% of my time in my basement. I am literally a neckbeard. And
You got one, too.
I got one, bro.
You got one.
I get it,
Yeah.
and I keep this
I
in
also
honor.
have one.
It looks a little. You can't see this if you're listening to this only in audio, but on my face is an actual neck beard, and I trim it up, but I keep it just to remember my roots. That it only come out in the sun because I have to go to work. But yeah, so his show is pretty good. Now I kind of wanted to start this a little bit differently. I have an episode by episode breakdown. I know that's not very organic, but I think the reason why I'm going to talk about it this way with you guys is because you can clearly see a drastic change from the first episode to the 10th episode that I'd like to discuss with you guys and see if you kind of notice the same thing.
That it's kind of like Adventure Time where it kind of lures you in with jokes.
Yeah, that's okay. you got it. So that's kind of what I wanted to. So while I've been trying to stall for time to figure out when this Brain EP came out.
Bro, it doesn't tell you because he's his own artist and I can't find it.
Okay, that's no problem. You could just use Google, but that's fine.
Or
I
you know,
tried Google, it didn't
let
come
me-
up. Or
let me use the
Wikipedia. Or Spotify.
fucking-
Just Bing it.
Apple Music real quick and
Bing.
get the
It's
fucking
fine.
date real
That's
quick.
fine.
I don't know what to look for. It doesn't show up on the
No
little
worries. It's
dicky.
superfluous. It's not important. So, I'm gonna look at my notes here. You can tell how
Freaky Friday came out in
you can actually
2018.
tell based upon my notes as to how
My fucking
the
phone
transition
fell.
between hilarious jokes to actual show. Because if you want to look at this real quick for me, Maui.
Yo, what's up?
My notes for the first 2 episodes are literally just one sentence.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Episode 1, it says hilarious. The song was A1. Love to see it.
And then the note for episode 2 was song was okay. Episode was good though.
2018, Brain Stuff came out in 2018.
Yeah, so it's okay. So it's 2 years old. So
Yeah.
that's I
And
still
again,
find
that was an EP. His
was an
album
EP.
came out when?
But in 2015,
Yeah.
I found that immediately
Right.
because that was written by Lil
Yeah, and that's a
Dicky.
lot, man. And he went hard. He had a lot of stuff come out all at once, and it was great. And it honestly, I missed that. But
He's got a new song out. It's Kevin
So-
Beats.
Did y'all see that fucking freestyle he did with Sway, the new one? Like
no,
before the
is
show?
it
Oh,
Fun
my
Claim?
God.
I bet it
my
is.
God.
Everything, and
He
that's one of
murdered
the
it.
reasons why I'm disappointed.
It's not that new. It's like
that
6 months old.
his music career is taking a back seat to his show, but his show is really good. So one of the things I want to talk about is when you watch so I'm gonna go to when I really started taking notes on this one and kind of get your guys' input on this. Episode 3's start was wild, and it made me incredibly uncomfortable. Do you remember what happened at the beginning of episode 3?
Nah, run it back.
Okay, so in episode 3, he goes to the
Oh,
closet.
hold on. I don't give a fuck about spoiler alerts.
Spoilers.
Fuck
hold
you.
on. Give 1 second. No,
Oh.
you don't. Spoiler warning. You have approximately 10 seconds to
suck
skip
my
to
dick.
You got to
off
slow
of
down.
this entire thing because this is literally just spoilers. Why would you click this? Why would you click anything not expecting spoilers? So I've given you 10 seconds worth of belittlement. It's over now. So at the beginning of episode 3, I'm belittling them for 10
it's like
minutes.
fucking
10 seconds.
Xavier's
Give them
penis.
time to click off.
Fucking little.
Real little. So at the beginning of episode 3, he goes to his closet,
Mm-hmm.
opens it up.
Yo,
Hold the fucking.
hold on. I'm watching the fucking episode through D-Mark's fucking explanation.
Pulls out legs attached to just the cheeks to the cheeks and vagina part. I was
Yeah.
gonna use a better word for that, but I'm just gonna straight. It's a vagina part of a lady, and he puts it on his bed.
Vagina
and,
part of a lady.
And he smashes it for 7 seconds, I think. I counted that. I was like, wow, 7 seconds.
It feels longer than that.
Incredible. And that's okay. So that's what it felt
Xavier
like
would know.
forever because
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I'm uncomfortable. I
Yeah.
get that he did it for that reason, but
Right.
I was so uncomfortable.
Son, when he fucking pulled that fucking thing out and it was just flopping on the fucking bed, it fucking killed me. He just literally just put that shit up like a sack of.
If anybody watching this has ever seen an episode of Cow and Chicken's
Pork
cousin,
butts?
Boneless Chicken.
I'm so dead.
This doll moves the same way Boneless Chicken moves.
And he has that Drake poster up on his wall. And every time.
Yo, hold on. That's just not fucking funny. That's his fucking idol.
Right, but hold
Fucking
on,
Drake's a
hold on,
fucking
hold on,
man.
hold on.
Shout out Drake, son.
Hold on. I get that.
On
But I've been
features.
trying to figure out, but here's the weirdest part about that is that every time he looked at it, he looked like disappointed in himself that like Drake is looking at him doing
well, because
this.
Drake can fuck real bitches.
Right, but
Drake
I'm like-
also kind of
but
looked
I wanna
disappointed
know what was
in
going.
Dave.
Right, I wanted
Makes
to know
sense.
what was going on through his head because was he like, I'm doing this for you,
Yeah.
King? Like, or was he like, oh, he wouldn't want to see me like this?
Yeah.
Like, what was the?
No, he was like, hey, listen, I know you watch me at my lowest point right now, but when I fucking make it, I'm gonna fuck just as many bitches as you,
Or
son.
maybe he thought, I'm going to fuck you.
Oh,
Or
see?
that-
See,
Oh.
that's what I'm saying.
Which
This
is
meta.
okay.
What's the
Which is
meta?
okay.
It's fair. It's 2020.
It's 20 fucking
In
20.
what way did I say that that made
Listen,
it sound like
we
I
just
was-
wanna- no,
because it wasn't a
they
fucking
know.
joke. All
We
right,
make sure
yeah,
they know.
Yeah.
Hey.
You can want to fuck a vagina and want to look at a dude in the eye. It's perfectly fucking okay.
Yes, sir.
Just
2020.
wanna- yeah, yes, sir.
Hey, gang.
Yes,
So-
sir.
Now,
I'm like, what did I do?
no, you didn't do anything. I just want.
No,
I just want
we're just
people to
throwing it
know.
out there,
I just want
and
people
just in
to know,
case.
hey,
Bro,
you
fuck
can't.
this Cavassier.
It's-
What are you
it's
talking
shot.
about? Cavassier.
I
Cavassier.
can feel it on my forearm.
In
I
general,
feel it on my dick.
Yeah. So, one of the things I'm gonna ask a question. Like, you guys don't know us that well, obviously, because it's the first episode. Actually, you probably do because anybody watching in this first episode
Right now,
is
the
our
second.
friend.
Yeah.
But
And my mama.
If this
Shout out
is
to
a-
moms.
Right. Shout, and mom, I hope,
You
I
saying
hope to
some of
God
this
my
shit with
mom's
your
not-
mom
I hope
watching
Yeah,
this?
I don't give a
mom's
fuck.
not
Yo, my
listening
mom
to
is the one that taught me half the shit that I know. She
That's
taught me how
fair.
to suck on
My
a
mom
titty,
taught
dog. I'm gonna be honest.
Dang, my mom do
Yo.
teach me some wild shit.
See, that's sometimes
I get it.
I think
I
it's
get
just
it.
like us, like since we came like ethnic family, like they didn't care about
Hey,
filters.
like, hey,
My mom didn't teach me nothing. I wasn't
Oh.
even allowed to vacuum
Well, it
because she
makes
told me
sense.
she
No,
loved
that's
it
fair.
more
Like,
than
You only
I
have
could-
missionary sex too.
Did my mom teach me how to have
No.
sex?
Then you no.
I hope not. Okay, I was about to say, ooh, please don't.
What did you just
my mom
ask
did.
me?
My mom did tell me that like missionary only is not okay.
Well, yeah, no, that's fair. We all knew that. That's
Yeah.
intrinsic. I think that's in. I think that's inherent knowledge through our DNA that you can't.
No,
just
no.
smash
Xavier
it.
just said his parents didn't like even like
Right,
give him,
but
like,
I'm
that
sure he
heads
knew.
up.
You flip it around. You put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know.
eat
So
the
we
boom,
all know
yeah.
that. That's the whole reason the song exists.
Right, that makes sense.
It's not something she thought of.
Oh,
It flowed from her hands when she wrote that.
it comes like it's like
It's
fucking
natural.
birds building a nest.
That's it, bro.
It's
It's like you flip it around.
Spider spinning a web.
Yeah, spider spinning a web.
See?
I spit a bitch right. You
Yo,
know, it's
real
good.
quick. Hey, actually, we talking
That's
about
butt
birds.
stuff.
Yeah.
Check this out. So we actually have birds where I live, right? They actually made a nest
They're
in my
not real.
fucking patio. No, they're fucking real. Trust me,
No,
I've
they're
seen
not.
it.
The
No, no.
government outlawed birds in
Stop.
1945.
No,
What?
you ain't had
Oh,
two drinks.
hold
yet.
on, we're not
You had
doing that
one
right
drink,
now.
2 drink. D-Mark can talk about
Birds.
government birds.
Oh, okay.
Put your fucking mouse close to the mic. Make sure that the fucking. I
that's
want to
fair.
hear it. Make sure it's
Can you
fucking
hear
buttery.
me now?
No, you didn't get real fucking buttery. Just like imagine you fucking kissing a
Don't get
butthole.
butter. I don't have butter.
You
Gum
have
and
butter.
cheese. That's all we get.
I
You
don't.
have butter. Anyways, I have birds in my fucking patio, right? They build a fucking nest in my patio. I'm still loving the third floor, by the way. They build a nest in my patio, and they not only did they build a nest, they had birds. 3 fucking baby birds were actually popped out of those fucking
Right,
crazy.
right.
So I witnessed life from my house. Like I was playing Overwatch. Fucking love. Shout out Overwatch, son. Hashtag Overwatch.
Big Baptiste gang over here.
Yeah, big back teeth. I'm trash.
Eventually, we'll be doing gaming with fans. So if you guys stick around, you can game with us. I'm looking at the camera, but I'm really looking into your soul.
Looking right at you.
Yes, sir.
Speaking love to your eyes.
Continue.
Anyway, so they had 3 birds, and before they actually took off with it, I was watching. They were trying to make the nest bigger because they made this tiny nest in the corner of my fucking patio, and they had 3 birds, and they were like fucking sitting on top of each other essentially to fucking make this shit happen. And then so they were trying to make the nest bigger, and as I came out to watch them do that, like the fucking mama bird like dipped as she was like placing down like I don't know this fucking thing, and the baby bird grabs the fucking thing and starts just trying to place it. It was the fucking cutest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. It was just like.
Right,
Mama, I got you. Don't
doing
worry.
his thing.
And I was like, "How you were just born a week ago?" Also, birds grow up fucking fast as shit.
Real quick.
Fucking fast as shit.
Like geese suck.
Yo.
Like you see 4 cute baby geese in a week. They're honking at you.
Yeah.
Honking at you, standing in the street, standing in your parking spot because it's intrinsic. So we like birds know how to build nests. Like regular good birds know how to build nest. We know that missionary sex is the least effective for enjoyment. We know that, and geese know how
No,
to
hold on,
stand
hold
in
on,
the
hold on, hold on.
fucking-
You said the least
least effective.
for enjoyment?
Yeah, not
For who?
For everybody, bro.
For real?
What you mean?
Nigga, I fucking love missionaries.
Nah. You love the that's a whole different topic.
Yeah,
We
we'll
can
get
talk
that. We'll
about
get that later.
But
Sorry.
geese inherently know how to sit in the fucking parking spot, and then only move right after you found another one. That's intrinsic in their DNA.
That makes sense.
Yep.
I fucking hate geese, dog.
But yeah, so as I was saying, something I want to talk about that episode is that not only was that made me uncomfortable. I want to ask a quick question. Do you know what in that episode offended me the most? Little quick game.
This is still episode 3 of Dave.
Episode 3.
Okay.
If you do your
There's
best
a
to remember.
lot to episode
I
3
know.
though.
So I get it. But there's just something that happened in episode 3 where I was
Okay,
literally
hold
like-
up.
So I'll give you a synopsis of the episode.
I know that I don't even need a synopsis. Give me a minute to guess, and then we'll give everybody else a
Fair.
synopsis.
Go ahead.
So if I run through that episode in
Like
my
scene
brain,
by scene.
Scene by scene. Go ahead.
trying
If you can figure it out.
to guess what D Mark thinks is the most offensive part of that episode,
Yes, sir.
was it when he fucked it when she was in the house?
No. That's
bathroom.
honestly the greatest thing.
Okay. One more guess.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I just can't get over them getting walked in on with the whole milking thing.
It was the best. That was the best
That
part
was
of
the
the whole
best part of
episode.
the-
It
yeah.
saved the
Loved
entire
it.
episode.
He goes so.
The episode was like a strong 4 out of 10 until that part. There was a 9 out of 10.
Was it when old girl was talking about like, you know,
when she was okay with his fucked up dick.
No. Why would that be offensive? That's great.
don't fucking know.
I mean,
I
more
just ran
acceptance
out of-
is
was it when
important.
she ruined the mood?
No.
Damn.
When he
I know.
wouldn't talk.
No.
Am I closer?
Yeah, you're getting closer, but no.
The
that's
dirty
not it.
talk part.
That's not it.
Was it when he was in the studio?
That's a part of it. That has a piece that has a
When he
key-
called her out for having a dry vagina on fucking the
No,
internet.
that was my
That was
favorite
episode
timeout. Yo, when fucking
wasn't episode
YG.
That was episode 1.
Oh.
YG.
No, it
YG
wasn't. That was
recorded the
episode
Insta-
2 at least. It wasn't episode 1.
Yo, can we talk about that real quick? When YG was like, yo, Dave's girl, put some fucking slick on that shit. I fucking died,
Okay, so it was episode
son.
2. But
It
no,
had to be
no, no,
episode
no.
2 because episode
right.
1 it was when he was still trying. He thought Gator took his money.
Oh yeah. Okay, that was episode 2. But okay, that's not what I'm talking about. So
All right, what's
Oh,
okay?
yeah, we did a lot
the
of.
thing that offended me the most is that after when he was smashing that from the back, she said, eat my ass, and he was like, what?
Oh,
and then
yeah, she was
like-
unsure.
and she was like, well, you said it in your song, and it's like, oh, I would never do that. I was offended.
That he would never, like
He
he
would
would
never
just
do it, bro. I was offended. I literally was like, what's the point? What's the point in living?
I clearly forgot that happened.
No,
or that would've
I
been
get
my
it.
first
I
Well, it's
guess.
'cause you don't
It's
eat
the
ass,
first thing
Xavier.
It's the first thing. It's the first thing I noticed, and there's no problem.
I
Hey,
feel like
understand.
I get talked shit to a lot for that,
For not
but at
eating
the
ass?
same
No,
time,
I get it. I understand. It's a logistical thing. I understand. I get
Yeah.
it. It's fine. But it offended me, and it's a personal interpretation as to what offends you. But I'm
Is it
glad
because
that-
he wouldn't eat ass, or was he was talking about eating ass and doesn't do it?
you know what? Honestly, at first it was the former, but now you've made me more offended that he would talk that talk,
Yeah, he would.
but not walk
Because
that walk.
that is false
It's
advertising.
honestly, thank you. Okay, it is.
Yeah.
It's like when a girl's like, "Hey,
But
come
no,
over."
No, that's
She's
what
like,
he
"Come over."
No, he tries to do it the whole show. He does it the whole show. He tries to differentiate between the persona of
Right, right,
Lil
right.
Dicky.
No.
So he said Lil Dicky would eat ass. Dave does not eat ass.
Right, but he was
So
only,
he's trying
that
to
was only
say that, like-
established after. So it would be like, "Hey, come
She ain't
over,
fucking Lil
come over,
Dicky.
Winky Face."
No,
come
she ain't
over.
fucking Lil Dicky. She fucking Dave.
Right. It would be like, "Come over, Winky Face," and then you get over there, and she was like, "What we doing?" And she's like, I'm sleepy and I got a headache. I just want you to hold me. You'd be like, what? The winky face.
That's the
implied-
fucking worst, by
The
the way.
winky,
That's
winky
fucking
face means
worst.
one eye's closed because my head hurts so bad I can't keep
You know
both
what?
eyes open.
Hey,
So she told him straight up, "I got a headache," but he misinterpreted the text. So whose fault is that really?
That's the fault of the. That's the. You know what? That is true. So on Halloween, when I go up to it, I'm like, "Officer, oh my god!"
I guess I'm
everything-
not thinking
Officer, please
emojis though.
help.
I'm thinking like
And it's
actual
like, no,
text out, like
I'm not an officer.
semicolon.
I'm dressed up in his
parenthesis.
officer uniform. I'm not actually a cop.
But on Halloween, you're allowed to do that. You might not
But
be
what
allowed
if
to
they
do
do it
that.
every
I
other
could do
time?
that, huh?
What if somebody walked around in an officer's uniform and you'd be like, "Please, officer, help me," and they're like, "Oh, I just dress like this every day." You'd be like, "That's false advertising. Please don't do that."
Is it like if you wear like all fucking khakis dickies, like the shirt and the pants,
like-
people automatically assume you're in? Maybe like, nah, nigga, like this is how I drip.
I feel
This
like
is
the
my drip.
cop, I feel like the cop thinks wrong because most people would be more apt to attack you than ask for help. So really, if you're doing that,
Where do you live? I've never been around a cop and be like, "I'm gonna slap that nigga right now."
Hold on, what? A cop?
yeah,
No, hey, I'm gonna tell y'all niggas a story, all right? Check,
Okay, go ahead.
fucking check this shit out.
Go ahead.
All right. This is not like happened to me. Like one of my niggas told me this story that happened to him.
yeah.
So like
For
I'm not
legal
gangster.
purposes,
Yeah,
this has
I'm
never
not
happened to
gangster.
any
One
of
of my
us.
niggas. So anyways, so
I haven't heard the story yet. It could have happened. To me.
my boy told me that him and his boy were just chilling, right? This it was in NYC. Him and his boy was just chilling, walking, minding their business. And, you know, this is when the whole like stop and frisk thing was a thing.
Oh yeah,
Right?
Oh yeah.
So
terrible legislation.
yeah, you know, Bloomberg sucked my dick, but you know, it's all good. So this was stop and frisk was going on, and actually cops stopped my boy and his friend, and they're like, "Hey, bro, what's going on? What you doing?" And he was like, "Nah, we just chilling. Like, nah, let me see your ID. We gonna check you, whatever." And then so the cops go through and then frisk him, whatever. They find out like, "Hey, man, we got to book you." He's like, "For what?" He was like, "Nah, mind your business." So we asked him. They asked him for like, "Yo, let me get your badge." He's like, "Nah, no, fuck all that." Put it in the back of the paddy wagon. And as we're driving around, we're in just in the back of the paddy wagon, right?
Wait,
Who's we?
Who's we?
No. I'm sorry. My friend.
There we go.
And his friend went in the back of the paddy wagon.
Oh, he's saying we as in like because we're all one. We're all
Yeah, I'm
one.
telling a story, so I want our listeners to really feel like involved.
Yeah,
so
no
me
doubt.
and
No doubt.
you. When I say we, me and
us,
you.
we.
Yeah, this is our story.
We are in this.
Yeah.
Together.
Exactly.
The
So-
universal we.
Yes.
Is it vosotros? Is it vosotros in Spain Spanish?
It's still nosotros.
It's nosotros.
nosotros.
Well, I'm talking about like in Spain.
In Spain. I was about to say in Spain. Yeah,
vosotros.
sí.
Okay, cool. So, anyways, when I'm back in the
You're
paddy
NYC,
wagon,
I don't think it's
NYPD
Spain.
officer. Then he says, "Hey, you guys want to be free?" I'm like, "Yeah, we haven't really fucking done anything, right?" And he was like, "Well, you gotta find my boy 1D. Y'all can take them both at the same time if you want, but if y'all win, y'all. If y'all lose, y'all going to jail. You know, obviously you're in the back of the fucking paddy wagon. What are you gonna say? Nah, I'm good.
Right.
I was gonna say, what's up then? Let's go. Like, let's, one dude, big guy, by the way, 265. No, not Big Shaq big, not Big Shaq big, but big guy.
Big guy.
Big guy, 6'3".
Big man things.
Yeah, big man things.
Big man things.
All right. And then so they get let out. Dude's like, all right, let's do this, and then they take off. They run. Luckily,
That's 4D chess.
yeah, no shit. Yeah. But they stop, but no shit. Like, you get in the back of the fucking paddy wagon and the cops is like, yo, we fight my boy, 1D and you're free. But you think, a cop won't say, like, I'll slap you. Like, nah, motherfucker, they'll put you in the fucking back of the fucking, the car. Yeah, and it's whatever. No, not paddy wagon. It's just their cop car. That's
Oh,
their
yeah,
paddy
yeah,
wagon.
no doubt.
That's not what happened.
Right.
So
Allegedly.
But yeah, I mean, you know, shit happens, bro. Like that's the actual real story. Like that shit happens. Like people that think like police brutality and shit don't happen, like that's legit.
It
Like
do
you
happen.
will, yeah, your fucking constitutional rights do get violated. It's
That's
whatever.
fair.
But it's whatever. It don't count for people of color. It's whatever.
Right, but in general,
yeah.
I still don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. You don't go around your whole day thinking about slapping police officers when you see them, do you?
Oh, do me?
Yeah, you.
No, I do
Right,
not.
that's what I was
yeah.
asking. I was like, where
oh,
are
I
you
thought you
from?
said the cop slapped the
no,
person.
No, he was saying he did.
Oh, I told that story for no reason.
Right, and I was
No.
like, what?
Yeah.
I was just saying. I don't know what I was saying.
No, it's fine.
No, it's cool.
doubt. So, as to where we were beforehand, so obviously, so one of the things that honestly took this. So this is kind of where the transition came in this show for me personally. Episode 5 was such a drastic turn for me, as I felt bamboozled by what I like. I was like, yucking for the first 4 episodes, enjoying them. Then episode 5 was so real.
What was episode 4?
So episode
Real quick,
4,
'cause if you got notes.
episode 4 was when Dave, when they go to the art gallery and he's smoking with Young Thug, who honestly is a better actor than I thought he would be.
Yeah.
And
I fucking love that shit. He was sick as fuck.
it was gross, bro.
Yeah.
It was like he was
Give a fuck.
coughing, phlegm everywhere. But that actually goes to one of the things I want to talk about is that I don't enjoy Dave's character in the show.
So you don't enjoy Dave?
That's actually what I'm going to talk about later.
Okay.
I get it. It sounds weird, but it'll hopefully make more sense.
I don't know if he's
explain.
supposed to be likable though. I think that's part of the.
God, right. That's what. So, the 4th episode was where, and then the old boy became his manager, Redhead. I don't know his name. I don't.
Redhead.
Mike.
Yeah.
Mike.
It's played
I
by
don't think
Andrew
that's his actual
Santino.
name, but he's a red-headed white guy. Looks like a Mike.
That's fair.
You want me to look it up?
No, son, I got it,
Lenny will
son.
look it up.
Mike. It is his name is Mike. Yo, it's your boy Maui.
Please,
Sorry.
don't worry. The tech team will
We'll bleep
edit that out.
Neighbor.
So,
My neighbor.
yeah. So in episode 5,
Neighbors with attitude.
Gata. So we flashback. The episode starts out with a flashback where Gata is on a tour bus, being a hype man, and he's going too hard. He gets kicked off the bus and
For being too hype, which
for being
is
too hype. But
come on.
I understand it was out of pocket.
It was on the bus though, and
Well,
he was
'cause they were
with
trying
the
to vibe
dudes,
out?
and they were trying to
He
chill.
was trying to vibe too hard.
Yeah.
Everybody was cool.
They asked him like
Right.
3 times to chill
Bro,
out,
relax,
and then he
yeah.
started to
Then-
go off.
I legitimately cried at the
Yo,
mall scene.
I was heartbroken.
At the mall scene, it was a tough one. It was tough to watch. And it was kind of where I realized this show is more than I signed up for. Not as in like I'm gonna stop watching, because obviously I didn't. I meant more as in like I was unprepared for the shift in tone, because
No.
I legitimately
I dead ass cried.
I had
Dead
no
ass.
problem admitting I was tearing up.
No.
When the whole mall scene happened and oh man, I was
I didn't cry there. I cried a little bit later.
when he was in the hospital bed.
No. When he actually came out, like the
Oh, yeah,
amount of
no, I
strength.
cried again. Okay,
yeah.
I cried multiple
yeah,
times.
Yeah.
The whole mall thing, I was like, man, this is tough. It's got to be tough for his mom.
Yeah.
I personally, for me personally, I do know somebody who does have that
bipolar?
disorder. You
What?
know what I'm saying? So
What do they have? I'm sorry.
bipolar disorder,
Yeah,
where
okay.
that stuff happen, those manic mood swings happen, and I'm like, dang, that's mad relatable. But then like, old boy was in the hospital, and like he was like, he didn't understand why he was bro. It was a tribulation. But the cool thing about the show, the reason why I was saying like the show may be more than that although I'm sad that he doesn't do music as much now. I'm glad that he still includes songs in the show. The song in episode 2, I want to say, where at the YG episode,
Yeah.
that song,
Yeah, that
complete
freestyle.
banger.
Love it.
Oh, so good.
Love
so
it.
good.
Every unique thing that he does, I think he actually only the entire series recycled
One
something
song.
from Professional Rapper. Everything else was actually new
Stuff.
Yeah.
It was great.
music content,
And that's what
and
I
it still killed it.
I
It's
thought it was
just
gonna be
a-
like Flight of the Conchords, where he was gonna give us a song every episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little bit disappointed to see that we didn't get an original song every episode.
Yeah.
But the songs he did give us slapped.
Big slap.
Big slap. So the
Big
episode
slap.
5, I'm interested to see your guys' take. How did you guys feel about that tonal shift? X, like, how did you feel about the shift in the show, or did you even notice? Like, if you didn't notice, that's fine. Like, it's
How do you not notice? How do you not watch that
Well,
episode?
right,
and
but
it
you might
starts
have
going
been-
from jokes to like the realest shit ever.
Right.
The thing I think is really cool that they've done in Dave, and I guess
Speaking to you, Mike.
the difference that between me and you, I don't necessarily care so much. Yeah, he's a great rapper, and yeah, he does all this shit, and yeah, it's super cool. He has that different tone than a lot of rappers out there, and he just doesn't take things, the drugs, the sex, the fucking, he does his own shit, which is dope. And he's still been prevalent in things. You see him on interviews. You see him. The world sucked. I hated that song, but that's neither here
It
nor
was
there.
garbage. It was objective garbage.
It was garbage.
Only Gooba has been a worse song.
Fucking Freaky Friday was good, and then the music video for Freaky Friday was
great.
dope.
Top
so I'm
notch.
actually,
The Benzie
I
song,
was
too.
excited, huh?
The Benzie
The
talk.
music video?
Yeah. No, listen.
No, hold on, no, you can talk
Yeah,
a minute.
go ahead.
So
Yeah,
anyway, I was excited when I heard about the show. I actually heard about the show from Kevin Hart's documentary on Netflix because it's a Heartbeat production thing, and that's
Did
when
not
I
know that.
first found out that it was coming out.
Okay.
When he was talking about how he did all that gay shit or bash.
Whoa.
No, he didn't do gay shit.
Yeah.
Yeepers.
But we know what I'm talking about.
Neighbor.
Neighbors, where he did not approach it the way he was supposed to, and that's how that documentary came out. But they ended up talking about it, so I was really stoked. And I started looking the show up. I'm actually really excited, and that point let me know that the show was going to have longevity.
Okay.
Because the one thing that I was concerned about with the show is like he's been pretty vocal through his music and through his interviews and everything about his past relationship and how he got here and what he was doing before he decided he wanted to do rap, and he uses bar mitzvah money. We already know all this shit.
Right.
He's already talked about it. It's not anything new, but to see it played out on screen
Like at a fucking sitcom.
as him,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, dope, this is kind of cool. But when are you going to give me some new shit? And
Right.
then you see episode 5 happen, and you see,
You're like, oh,
one,
shit.
that Gate is his actual hype man in real life.
I didn't know that.
I
So
didn't
when
know
you
that
told me
till
that
I
this
just looked
morning,
it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
He
Right.
told me that this morning, and I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah,
oh man,
Gate
this
is
makes it
legit.
so much more real.
Gata is
only does it-
legit. Not
Yeah.
his hype man is named Gata.
Yeah.
Gata in the show is Dickie's
Right.
real fucking
It's
hype
actually
man.
Gata.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy.
he really
Yeah.
is fucking bipolar. So
Right.
you see this, and it
Right,
starts
so
to
when he
pull
cried,
So that's
in.
real.
the problem
Yeah.
is like when you
Oh,
told me that
man.
afterward, like so those tears hurt
Nigga.
my soul even more
But
after
I
that.
think it's
because
so
he was crying
dope,
because that
especially.
action. Oh.
Yeah.
And I know that I have little to no room to talk about anything but whatever else. But you see a lot of stigmas coming from any kind of community other than white, talking about like mental health disorders and shit like
Yeah.
that. Like it always seems to hit harder if you are a minority of any
Oh yeah,
type
because
at all.
you're taught to just handle it, bro. Like
Yeah.
you know, we were talking
Yeah.
last night. Like you was taught to just jigaboo around and just do your best, and you don't get the opportunity to be sad. And I think that's
and I
one of
think
the
to
reasons
an
why it's more
extent,
relatable.
everybody gets that, but I think it's worse in minority communities because you have to be so strong for all the other shit that
Yeah.
is put against you. So for him to be able to come out
And be
on
vulnerable?
a national platform, because I don't think those tears at the end of the episode were like
That's what I
fucking,
said. Right. That's
they
what I
were
said.
real. That
I
was
said
him really
that was-
coming out to everybody saying, and even though it was a thing, and I think it's even better how they handled it when everybody took a step back instead of being like, oh, fuck this, we don't want to deal with this
Right.
motherfucker anymore.
Right.
We're going to be like, oh, dude, that's great. We get it. Cool. Sorry, we've been talking shit. Thanks for being vulnerable with us. And I think the message from that and delivered from somebody like Lil Dicky is
Right.
important for not only, our generation, but this generation coming up who
yeah.
has had to deal with a lot more of this
Yeah.
shit. They can see it and they can see it represented in a different, kind of community, and it showed secondary character development.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I
That's-
learned
I didn't even
more
think about
about
that just
another
now. You're
character.
right.
And what
Right.
was it? The next episode that Dickie wasn't in it almost at all. It was just like
no.
Els.
That's episode. I want to
Oh,
talk
No,
about
we
that.
can
yeah,
talk
before
about
you get
that.
too
No,
far.
we can
That's
talk about that
episode-
more in a minute.
That's
7.
episode 7.
But we can talk about that more in a
That's
minute.
exactly what I want to
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about. Yeah, I want to talk about that as well.
Because, and I'm just going to say Dave is the creator of this show, and
Yeah.
he's taken a lot of the creative liberties.
Yeah.
It just shows off. And I don't think I use the word genius too often,
Yeah.
but I
was
really
masterful.
appreciate how he's doing this show. He sets it up in a way that, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, but I'm definitely a dickbag.
Yeah.
So don't necessarily look at me as he's, how in like Breaking Bad, Walter White's the person that was like, oh, Walter White's a fucking god. And then you're like, but he's
Yeah.
a piece of shit.
Right,
The
yeah.
whole show. And I think Dave leans into that he's not necessarily the hero of the show.
All main characters aren't protagonists, or all protagonists aren't
Main
heroes.
characters.
Yeah.
No, and there's a couple shows that do it super well. Like I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine, if anybody watches that, does a really good job of pulling in the supporting cast and bringing them to the limelight.
Yep. Yeah.
And you see a lot of these shows do it. And Dave has done it in ways that I was not prepared for. And I know
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
little bit different because y'all watched it, y'all binged it. You got on Hulu.
Right, you watched it
binged
weekly.
I watched it week to week. So
Yeah.
I'm waiting every fucking Thursday because I know it comes on Wednesday. It's gonna hit Hulu, and I'm excited. I'm engaged in, even if it's not in every part of it, I know there's going to be something different brought to the table.
Yeah.
And literally that scene in episode 5, and I know we'll talk a little bit later about some of the other shit that's happened too, shows why it got picked up for a season 2, why it is really
What's the most
probably the most
rated
brilliant
FX series
comedy on
series.
FX that they've ever done.
Yeah.
Because having an emotional tie-in to a comedy is so rare.
Yeah.
And I think it is so great when it happens, and I'm excited to see where they go with it. But I'm invested in
Right.
these characters, and it turns out that I'm actually invested in the people behind
Oh,
it
yeah.
because
Right.
these are for the most part, the real people.
Yeah. And so I'm going to talk about a few things. I do want to talk about that episode too. So I will say, first off, I felt so fucking stupid that I was ignoring it on Hulu. So, Hulu's been advertising the fuck out of it, right?
And
You
I've
get
been
on
telling
there.
you fucking people
Yeah.
every single week.
I ignored the fuck
I
out of
apologize. I
everybody.
don't actually use my Hulu. Like I
don't?
don't.
Right, but I'm
Like,
just
this is
saying-
the first time I've nothing. No knock to Hulu.
I'm
if you
usually
want
on the
to sponsor us, feel
backside of a
free.
curve when I
please.
bring something
Hulu.
up, and everybody's like, "Yeah, motherfucker, where you been?" And I was the whole time, and I got other people on it, and I was just like, "Oh, motherfucker, you need to watch this. This show is something."
Spectacular.
Plus the cameos in it are the fucking
Yeah.
best.
Oh, it's so good. But I felt freaking stupid. Like just ignore. Like so I have this thing where I don't like shows with real people for whatever reason. It just bores me. I can't get immersed
Again,
in a TV
anime,
show.
Anime creates a world. Like,
Yeah.
Like I hate to be obviously this is our weeaboo speaking.
Yeah.
But anime,
The weebs, big weebs.
when you're watching a show
Is
in real
Weeb
life.
only some? Is that a new anime person?
No, we ain't talking about anime yet.
No, hold on.
But I don't
But,
know how to use the term.
I'll
Am
explain
I a
it to you.
weebo?
No, I'll get away saying
No, not yet.
Weibo.
yet.
That's a Chinese social media app. That's
Is
way
it really?
But,
Wow.
Yeah. But go ahead. Sorry, I'll
Yeah,
continue.
no, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh, what I was saying is like, yeah. So I agree with what they're saying. It's like, man, like one of the things that you start to realize when I literally only I play video games and I watch anime all day.
Pretty much,
This
yeah.
Dickie may have been the first real life show I've watched in
His name is
maybe
Dave.
a few months.
Yeah.
Dave. Sorry, I apologize. This Cavassier and this
Cavassier.
the Cavassier,
rethinker.
the winter is coming. We hit earlier.
Parts
Yeah.
of my face
And
that
these
are actually
rethinkers
skin are very
have
warm.
taken their effect. It's super effective. I am definitely poisoned. But
Fucking
in
shout out
general-
New Day for the rethinker.
Yeah.
Real
So
talk.
what I was saying is
Big mead. Well, before you even get there, let me just talk about my experience on that episode. So one of the things, like I said, I feel real stupid that I didn't watch the show when I did, but when I did, I could only watch it in 3-episode increments because still, like I said, I really can't get myself immersed because I'm still 100% aware that these are not the people they're portraying.
Yes.
Which Dave obviously like blends some
That's
stuff, which
okay.
is
So
great.
that's what I was talking
yeah,
about.
Yeah. So it
It's
does
that when you're
blend some of
watching
that
anime,
stuff.
it said you have no relationship with people. You don't expect them to act a certain way.
Right,
When
that's
you're
that
watching
person.
a real life show,
Exactly.
You're expecting them to be like, hey, I know, Dave, you're not that guy.
Right, exactly.
So if I'm watching you pretend to be this guy,
Somebody else.
you've got to convince me that
Yes.
you are being this guy. Anime, they're just that people.
Yep.
But when you're a real life show, you have to convince me. You have to lie to me well enough to believe your character
Yep.
before I can even watch the show.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree. So I was watching this, and like I said, I watched the episode increments. But when I got to that episode, that's when I was like, I'm fucking invested.
I was in there.
because it's so. When they came like the backstory of him having his issues, and he started talking, and you start seeing like him going up and going down and whatnot, and then when he actually breaks down and explains like what was wrong with him, I immediately started crying.
It was over, bro.
Because
was super
as a
relatable.
person of color, it takes so much to want to actually open up and say it took so much. I can't even explain to you what level or how low you must have felt or how comfortable he was with his homies, which he actually talked about after he said that.
Oh, yeah.
To be able to say like, I have a problem. Because, I mean, you guys, we all been there. You know how hard it is to talk about your fucking problems?
Oh, yeah.
Hard as shit. Hard as shit.
Oh, that's actually something I gotta. My bad. I don't
Yeah,
mean to
no,
interrupt
it's
you.
good.
Something I
But it's
I gotta
hard as fuck.
apologize to this dude in a second. So,
Yeah. No, it's all
to
good.
me,
Yeah.
I get an apology.
Yeah.
Oh, my
For
God.
the first time in my
Mark it
life,
down.
I'm apologizing.
Everybody,
This is a
everybody,
record.
just know.
You
I
marked
just
this
heard
day.
something I ain't heard in over a decade. So I'm actually on the edge of my seat waiting to hear what he's going to say to me because I never get
Oh, no
nothing.
doubt. Finish what you were saying. man.
Okay, finish.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Sorry, bro. It's
all
like, it's eclipsed.
It's all good. No, it's all good, bro. We talking, we flowing.
It's like
But
every planet in front of our planet in front of the sun.
No, this is a
level
moment.
hype that I feel
This
right
is
now.
and I'm glad that all of our listeners get to share. If you please like and
Oh, yeah, these are
subscribe and
first
comment,
times.
this would be great.
Come with us, bro.
For us,
We
please
getting real
leave a
heavy
comment
right
in
now.
our
But trust me, it's still
iTunes
gonna be
page.
funny.
All
It's gonna
that
be
shit.
fun. We've got all the social media. We'll put that in the descriptions. If you're watching us on YouTube, it'll be all in the descriptions as well. Pretty sure our talented man over here will be able to superimpose our YouTube cards and end cards to have all of our social media on there. Trust me, you're going to want to follow this ride. We are getting heavy right now, but we will have other stuff. But continue, my bad.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I got get a quick plug. But the amount of pain and the amount of suffering and the amount of comfortability that he had to be able to actually say, "Yo, I have a problem. I'm fucking bipolar, and the reason why I'm not right is because there's issues that I'm having," was like, I immediately started breaking down because I immediately put myself in his shoes, and I could not believe that realistically, they've been hanging out for a couple of weeks. Like, if you think about the time frame.
I've been trying to figure out the timeline of the show. I would want to say that this all from start to finish would have to take a minimum of a year. I don't want to believe that he went from nobody to record deal in like a couple months.
No, but because if you think about the way that they lay down the show, like they kind of the way that the episodes are break down, it doesn't seem like it's a year, only because they still reference things like, "Hey man, we were just doing whatever," so it's still within a couple of days, and it could be even just a couple of weeks from episode to episode, depends on the episode, right? But I'm gonna say maybe fucking 6 months
for what?
When Gata and
from the timeline from beginning to where we are.
When you first meet Gata, if you're like just trying to like kind of guesstimate a timeline from when they first meet Gata,
easily. It's
like,
not days. It's months and months and months.
Yeah. Well, even still, like let's say it's not a year, but I would say maybe fucking let's say 6 months.
No, but he's also been at it and he's already released his shit.
No, I'm talking about when they met Gata to that point in time.
When they were getting sandwiches and he was outside with the Young Thug shit.
So
when they were doing,
so he's saying the comfort level from the initial
when they
episode
first met
until episode 5.
Yeah,
so
to
episode
6 months.
Yeah, gotcha.
I think like maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
To have the level of like to be that comfortable with somebody and to be that vulnerable, like it, and to know that he was going through it too, because we actually got the backstory. Like it just floored me.
Oh yeah,
because it takes so much strength to be able to say I have a problem, and then the problem like that where like mental health is not something that we talk about. You know, when you're a person of color, you just don't talk about it.
You don't have the opportunity to.
You really don't. It's a sign of weakness.
It's a sign of weakness, and that's actually what So the reason I'm going to apologize was the first time in my entire life I've ever apologized, because I have a strict rule that I don't apologize unless I'm actually sorry. And I have, in 30 years of life, have never actually been sorry until I watched this episode today. So the reason I have to apologize to my man over here is last night I said something, obviously it's so to kind of set the mood. We're playing Overwatch last night, top tier MLG status on the Overwatch.
Xavier.
We had a couple L's, but we rallied back, ended with a couple dubs. You love to see it.
Yeah, we're like 500.
There's gonna be too many expectations. You keep throwing MLG out there. Like,
MLG is
like Xavier,
come on,
or X over here. He's Xavier's top tier MLG. Link in the description for the merch. It's not there yet. Don't worry, it will be. But we had some good runs. If you're on Xbox, please DM us your gamer tags. We'd love to play with you guys.
Unless you're trash.
Unless you're trash, then don't bog down our boy Xavier.
Then Maui will play with you because he likes rolling around the garbage.
But
I'm trying to get good guys.
Last night, I didn't even think about it. The reason why the episode 5 was such a good turning point for me personally is because I didn't even realize this until this morning. So last night we were playing, and it's something he didn't even think about. I'm sure he doesn't. And I hate to. I'm not saying like privilege. I hate SJW nonsense. But last night I realized I didn't think it was a bad thing until I woke up this morning. So I said, he said, "Oh man, I've had a hard day. You know, I worked outside and I'm kind of, I did X, Y, and Z." And then something that in the minority community, we are very one up. So what it means is like, if you worked 5 hours today and now you still got to do stuff.
Yeah.
And I worked 8 hours and then had to do stuff, you can't talk to me. Like
right.
you can't do it. It's something in that community where it's hard work is quantifiable in the minority community. Like if you've worked 12 hours today and then you did 4 more things, and then somebody worked 13 hours today and did 4 more things, you can't talk. You can't talk no more. You can't complain. You can't say you're sore. You can't say you're tired.
Big Canadian.
You can't. What's up?
Big Canadian. Sorry.
Bacon, eh?
Big Canadian.
Canadian.
You hit sorry.
Oh,
sorry.
So
yeah,
that's actually
Big
a funny
Canadian.
story. The reason why I say sorry instead of sorry is because I feel like Canadians are more polite. So if I say sorry to people instead of sorry, it'll just wash everything. They'll be like, I'm like, I'm sorry. And I'll be like, I'm not going to question and ask you because I'm never sorry.
So you got some cultural appropriation.
Right.
I see.
Hey, I'll take it, bro. It's mine. The manifest destiny.
Oh, okay.
So since you're not allowed to speak if you're not the most, if you're not, and that's one of the things I think why this younger generation put so much pride and oppression is because as minorities we're taught that, bro, if your day was the hardest, you've got the ability to speak. Now,
Right.
you know. So last night he said, man, I did work this week. And I'm not saying like you don't need to know the backstory. The important part is like I worked like 85 hours this week, and then I still had to get up. So every day I get up at 4, then every day I go to sleep at like 1. So that's 3 hours of sleep all week. So I was tired, had a couple adult refreshments, and when he was like, "Hey, I had a hard day," I'm like, "How hard?" Because as a minority, I'm
Immediately.
taught. As a minority, I'm taught. How hard? Because if it's not harder than me, I don't want to hear it. And then you start to realize, damn, that's rude. Like so last night I kind of snapped on him. Didn't mean to. I said some rude things, and at the end of the night, he let me know that was rude. And I was like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Your day was not nearly as hard as mine. You can't complain. And I'm like, and now when I watched that episode, I was like, wow, what a terrible thing to teach people.
Right.
Like, what a bad thing to teach somebody is that if they had a hard day, they can't say anything if their day wasn't as hard as yours.
Right.
But everybody's version of hard, like the job I had before I had this job, 3 times harder than the job I do now. I couldn't even go back and do that job because it was so much harder. But for me to belittle this man over here because like I don't think his day was as hard as mine, that's one of the things that made this episode so impactful, because like I was like, dang, like it takes a lot of energy. Like what I'm doing right now, this apology that I'm giving to him, where I hadn't even said I'm sorry to his face. I can't even look at him because that's not built within me to be able to do. But that's the best it's gonna get is what I'm doing right now. But in general, it's like, you know, so the fact that Gato was so comfortable to be able to be like, hey, this is the problem that's going on with me, you know, and I appreciate you guys being here for me. And how uncomfortable it made him is kind of why that turning point in this series was kind of like, wow, that's incredible. Because like, that's kind of where I was last night. I didn't even think about it. I had a good night's sleep. You know, I deleted a lot of my social media that last night. And I don't regret it this morning. Like I woke up and I was like, man, I just need a break. Like hearing everybody's no struggle kind of made my struggle feel invalidated, I guess I would say. And that's something that like, dang, like, you know, this show's kind of let me know, I'm like, everybody got problems,
right?
You know? And so that's kind of why, you know, that I literally, if you look at my notes right here, it says 10 out of 10 episode. Like it's the only episode I gave it 10 out of 10 because it was such a, not only was it a drastic turning point, it was so relatable for me. Even more relatable than episode 9, which was incredibly relatable. And we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, let's get right to that, actually.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, hold on. I want to talk about episode 7.
Okay.
That's actually, so this is what he was talking about. Episode 7, first off,
I
need a
accept
wooden
your
shirt.
apology.
Oh, I didn't apologize.
Nah, fuck
He-
it. I'm
he didn't even say-
That's the best. No, I was waiting.
He did say, I have to apologize to this
He
man.
did. You
So
said
that's-
I have to
that's
apologize.
enough.
I don't need the word sorry.
And then
That's fair.
explain why he was sorry. He didn't say
I
sorry.
understand that
I'm-
your apology
let the
may
record show.
sound different, but I accept it regardless.
Let the record show I didn't apologize. But
You said
on
3
episode
times I
7
got to apologize.
I said I had to. I didn't say I did.
It's still like, you know, on hold, like it's on layaway.
Right.
So he gave the deposit on it. So a little bit later,
Dude, I don't even care if he comes and collects on it. I'm telling you right now, I accept it, bro.
just a
You-
5. Like
I'm
even though it was
good.
100, you took the 5
I
and
don't
you're like,
care.
fuck it.
No, there have been so many times
I get
that
it.
I've had to
never
go to
been
bed
sorry.
taking the L.
I get it. I've
because
never been sorry,
I try
but,
to say
like-
something, so I accept your
That's
apology.
fair. I didn't apologize, but I've never
I
been
accept
sorry.
it.
You never even
Nonetheless.
sorry, like, you know, when when you hit it from the back and you accidentally
Never
slip it?
one time. I've
never
I
slipped?
can legitimately tell you in my life I've never been sorry once.
Even when like you slip and get in the booty a little
Nah.
bit.
I think I've
once.
been sorry like 3 times.
Bro, like it's hard. It's tough to be sorry. Like I legitimately live on the lot. Like all the mistakes I've made, I feel like I've made because I've done my best. So
I feel
can't
like
be sorry for
unless
doing
you
my
actually
best.
go out of your way to fuck someone over,
Oh right,
there's
right. If I
really
stole Joe-
nothing to
if-
apologize
if
for.
If I ran your
I
pockets,
apologize all the time. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what fucking your parents taught you, but listen, I fuck up all the
No,
time.
no, no. There's a
no,
difference
no,
between
you misunderstood.
no, there's a
And
difference
I'm
between
deeply apologetic.
Oh no, I constantly make mistakes.
there's a difference
Yeah, yeah.
between
But
making
I'm-
mistakes and then feeling
I
having to feel bad
legitimately
for
feel
them.
like I'm
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
my best.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I will not apologize for doing my best.
Even
Now-
if you fuck somebody over?
Yes. No. So here's the problem. If you're like,
You only fuck someone over if you intentionally meant to fuck that person over.
So if I do
just
something,
because somebody
so-
got fucked
so if
over
I-
doesn't mean
if-
that's
if
what
I
you
make
meant
a,
to
if I
happen.
make a, if we're out in the woods lost and I make a fire to keep us warm and the fire burns down the whole woods, I'm not gonna apologize for burning down the forest. I was trying to keep me and my boys warm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a bad thing I did.
Yeah, please don't.
There's
Please don't
definitely
set the
please don't
forest on
start
fire.
forest fires.
Yeah.
Smokey the Bear.
Big Smokey.
It's actually not his name. Smokey the Bear is not his name. It's Smokey Bear.
Smokey Bear?
That's the Berenstein error. That's a Mandela effect. I did not
Mandela?
know that it wasn't Smokey the Bear.
Smokey the Bear.
Smokey Bear is his
Mandela.
name. Smokey is his
Smokey
first
Bear.
name.
Can I change my name now instead of Mal? Can I be Smokey Bear?
You
actually?
can be Big Smoke.
No,
Smoke.
because then we can't be DMX no more.
No, yeah, we got to be DMX.
Disc will be disc. But yeah, so episode 7. First off, I want a wooden shirt. I hope that becomes a thing.
Yeah, a DMX shirt. Absolutely. There's my
wooden
fucking
one?
face on it. Yeah. What?
The wooden shirts that they wore in episode
Wooden
7.
shirts? Oh, yeah.
Oh, in
those were
episode
baller.
7?
Those
With
were
Trippie
baller.
Red's little
Yeah, I do
fucking
that.
nephew or whatever?
First off, Trippie
Look
Red,
like the
please.
fucking Tin Man.
If you're listening to this, Trippie, first
Oh,
off.
hold on. Time out. Who was that fucking wood guy from fucking Tekken? That's what the fuck they look like. Remember the wood fighter?
Yeah, I
Or
don't
is that-
remember his name.
I'm pretty sure it's fucking
Oh,
Tekken. Is it Woody?
Yeah, it's Tekken, but it's not wood. It's
I'm gonna look that shit up,
it's
Jamie.
log.
I got
Look
you.
it up, Xavier.
The wood fighter?
The wood. He's literally he's wood. He's
man.
a wood guy.
A wood dude.
A wood guy from
A
Tekken.
lumberjack?
No. Literal wood.
There's a man made of wood.
No,
Like an
he's
int.
no. He's not a man made of wood. He is wood in the shape of a man. That's different. It's
It feels like a really odd distinction to
All right,
make.
so for
but
those
an
of
important
you,
one nonetheless.
I'm gonna be honest. I can't fucking pronounce. Oh shit, I can't pronounce this motherfucker's name. It's all fucking. It's.
Let me see that.
It's
Let me see
probably
that. Let me see
Japanese.
All I heard is you
Why I
can't
fucked up
read.
because
That's very
Is
good.
it? It starts with a fucking M or some shit. Is it?
Mokujin.
Mokujin.
Yeah, Mokujin.
I'm glad you
Yeah,
pronounced
yeah.
it for me. So now I can.
Yeah, I
say
got you,
it.
bro. Yeah,
So I don't
Mokujin.
gotta look
I don't
stupid.
play enough Tekken. I like Heihachi.
Tekken is garbage. Garbage tier. I don't care who you
Yeah, no,
are.
Tekken is awful.
Tekken, it may be one of the worst fighting games I've ever played.
The characters
Mortal
look really
Kombat-
But you can
dope.
turn
Mortal-
Roger into, or
Mortal
Alex
Kombat
into
is
Roger.
a
I don't know.
close
You get a
second.
Velociraptor and bite people in the fucking
Soul
neck.
Calibur, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Dragon Ball Fighters is
trash.
fucking.
Big trash.
Anyway.
anything Dragon Ball Z, I do not fuck with.
Get out of here.
Impossible.
Shut up. It's a fighting game.
What a spicy,
Except
terrible
Budokai.
garbage take. But that's
Budokai
fine.
was the shit.
We ain't talking about this shit right now, bro.
Sorry,
We're
sorry.
on
Seven.
episode 7.
So
My bad.
episode 7, I legit it was something that in my notes that I wrote down at the end of the episode. Like I went the entire episode without putting down a single note.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm like, wow, this is impressive because at the end of the episode, I felt like I was watching an entirely different show. So episode 7 was the episode where old boy and the girl, they hooked up. And
Oh yeah. Hey. Yo, hold on. Time out. Did y'all fucking know that was Taco
yes.
from Odd Future?
Yes, he
Like
looks
yo,
like-
listen.
Yeah.
Well, no, it looks
You
just like
didn't-
fucking Taco. But I had no fucking idea.
Else?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just Taco from
It's
Odd
Taco
Future.
from Odd Future.
It's
Did you
just
not know that
probably
either?
Don't think about it because he has a
And he has a fucking haircut.
And he's also
he looks like a
outside.
fucking
But hold
bum.
on, hold on.
Until right now.
No. Here's the problem.
Did you not know that was Taco?
No. I'll
Nigga,
tell you the
I
problem.
just said-
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you the problem. I'll tell you what it is. I didn't realize Taco was tall as hell.
No, not he was tall and lanky,
No.
but like
So
he
no,
has
hold
on
on,
clothes.
no.
Anytime you saw him in fucking Odd Future
Right,
or
it was
what is this
lanky,
Loader
his
Gang,
baggy-ass clothes.
he had no shirt on.
So-
had the ugliest fro I've ever
And it
seen.
was terrible. So I think literally him standing next to. So all that leads me to believe is that Tyler, the creator, all of them, his whole group, them dudes got to be over 6 feet each. Like, because Taco looked like a giant in this show.
Yeah.
Like he looked like he looked like a spider engulfing every.
He's 5'11". On
Ain't
Tinder,
no
he's
way,
6
bro.
foot.
He looked like he was 6'7".
Listen.
How tall
Because
are you?
on Tinder, Dickie's 6 foot. He told you.
That's
in
fair.
Pillow Talk.
Well, you gotta think
He's
about-
5'11".
Yeesh.
Ain't like fucking little Uzi like 5'3".
5, yeah. He's tiny. All rappers are tiny.
Listen, nah, I don't give a
Trippie
fuck.
Red like
Listen,
5'1".
Uzi is the baddest bitch. Let it be known.
That's fair. No, I get it.
Baddest bitch.
I get it. He got the new paddock on his wrist. But episode 7, real quick,
Episode
Continue.
7, real quick.
Yep.
was an entirely different show. Like it was, which isn't a bad thing because I would actually watch that show.
It felt weird because the pacing of it, I think, was not as frantic and over the. You listen to Dave talk, right?
Yeah.
And I think listening to him talk which is great because that's actually how he talks in interviews and shit. He did a really, really great interview on the Daily Show with Trevor Noah. If anybody cares to give it a watch, but you can tell
Fuck
that
Trevor Noah. Nah,
Dave-
that motherfucker's fucking hilarious. Sorry.
I was
Continue.
gonna say Trevor Noah was
No,
fantastic.
fucking funny. Continue.
Okay. Anyway, so you knowing that that's not him acting and that's just him doing his creative process made me like the show even more because he doesn't write to act. He just says, "This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm going to do. Here's how it's going to manifest on the screen,"
Yeah.
which is, I think fantastic. But watching him give up his character to watch other characters in his show develop shows that he cares about other people. And we got to see a different pacing of the show so that we know we don't need Dave to have a successful episode. It may have been slower. It may have been a little bit different, but getting to know supporting characters is
Every show should take note.
most again, and I'll reference Brooklyn Nine-Nine till the day I fucking die. And if people haven't watched it, Go fucking watch that show. I know it's a
You can't be a human
comedy
being.
and whatever else.
Every human's at least seen one episode on accident of Brooklyn
Even if
Nine-Nine.
it's on accident, it's fine. But and I know since fucking Chelsea Peretti left, Scully and Hitchcock get more limelight. But taking people that were a complete outlier of the show that had 3 lines, but making every one of those lines fucking
Count.
golden.
Yeah.
Was great in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and it made me care about the whole squad. And seeing something like Dave, where I get to see Elle's character develop, and I don't know the girl's name. I'm sorry you'll never hear this.
Who? Which one? Which girl?
The girl that Elle sleeps with.
Oh, that's Emma.
Emma? Okay, so
Oh wow! What? That's wow! I didn't know that.
I don't know her name.
name,
I just
I had
know
no idea.
it's-
IMDb is a motherfucker. I'll tell you that.
Oh, hell yeah.
I
Okay.
thought you were okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
that's
just
fair.
why would
So-
you do that? I
so
literally was
getting-
like, dang,
getting-
I
the
got you.
getting to
mentalist over
see,
here.
No, fuck
getting
that.
to see some of that, and then I'm glad Dickie showed up a little bit, so we still remembered what show we were watching.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he definitely took the back seat, and I think as a creator of something, that's a really smart move to say, "Hey, I know that I don't need to be in this for you to need to watch this."
So that's actually something the reason why I think it was such an impactful episode is honestly, it's going to sound super weird. I'd watch that show. Like Taco and old Helen? Helen? What's her name?
Emma.
Emma. Oh, wow. So Taco
Their
and-
banter.
What's Els? So Els and Emma. Dang, that's the name of the show. Els and Emma's right there.
Boom. Write me a fucking check.
Which, if y'all don't know,
Dave.
Elza spelled ELZ.
ELZ.
Figured
That's
that
why
out.
it's so Els and Emma.
Was it also
Dave,
IMDb?
Feel free to
No,
cut
I
us our
saw
check.
that when,
we
uh,
are not very expensive. In fact, just shout us out on your show at one point, and that's payment enough. You don't have to give us any monetary value. Els and Emma.
Nah, I want $5.
Copyright trademark. If you use that show name, you owe us a shout out. So that's one of the things. So episode 5 was a turning point as far as like how impressive the show was. As like, wow, this is not what I expected. Episode 7 kind of let me know, man, Dave is really like he's got to be looking at the future because I legitimately felt like what he did in episode 5 and 7 kind of set a precedent of it's hard. It sounds stupid for me to say out loud, but there's very few shows where you're like, man, these guys planned. Whoever's writing the show understands that later on people might want to watch something like that because like I could watch that show. I could watch Gata and old redhead dude and their shenanigans from episode 3.
Redhead dude is Mike, by the way.
Mike,
I was
you're
right.
You're right.
Oh,
So
that's some
Mike and Gata-
fucking back brain knowledge.
Mike and Gata, I could watch that show.
That's even a good ass name, Mike and
Mike and
Gata.
Gata's great.
Mike and Gata.
Gata
Anything
Mike.
in Gata.
Mike
Yeah,
Gata.
Gata
Gata
is
Mike.
just incredibly catchy.
Gata,
So
yeah.
Mike and Gata, I'd watch that show. Emma and Els, I'd watch that show.
Els and
Or I'd
Emma.
watch that movie. I would prefer that to be like a movie.
Like a Nick and Nora.
Like a Nick and Norton. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, probably. So I'd like to watch that movie. But as far as that goes,
She makes pictures.
it's
It's a match
impressive.
made in heaven.
yeah, it's impressive that he can do something like that. I'm sure he had a team of writers. I'm not saying that he did it by himself. What I'm saying is that
He
it's-
does, but the creative concept, a
Right,
lot of it
sure.
actually comes from him, which I think
which
is
is
incredible.
actually something I
It's based
wanted
off
to
his fucking life. So,
So this
It's
is
not
actually
just it's
something
based
I
on
want-
his life. He can
I
take a
think it's
step
based
back
off-
from his
right.
ego, which is,
Right.
I think,
True.
So
the thing we
after
get
we
hung up
talk
on a
about
lot.
episode 9, I actually want to talk about my overall how I feel about the show and ask your guys' opinion. So episode 9 is probably the most influential and relatable episode, which is as passionately as I talked about episode 5. Episode 9 is more relatable from I think an every man and every woman, every person concept. I'm gonna go on record right now and say that old girl, while I understand from her perspective, what's her name?
his girlfriend is Allie.
Allie. There we go. Because I read it as ally every time.
Yeah, Allie.
So Ally, I have been on both ends of this where you feel like you're being left behind. That's actually another reason why episode 5 was so impactful because it's great for me to see my homies doing things and enjoying themselves. But when your life isn't going the way you think it is, even though
Yeah.
it's going well, don't get me wrong. But when your life isn't going the way you think it should be going,
Yeah.
or you become disillusioned, like you're like, wait a minute, things aren't all as great as they seem to be. You're like, wow, people leaving me behind, or I'm feeling unimportant. And I'm sure that's where she felt like the
Yeah.
character. I'm sure, she felt like everyone else is, it would suck to have a family that belittled your dream. And that's actually something that's super important, like from both ends. So something that I'm realizing as I'm talking is that they both experience the same thing in a different way.
Yeah.
So Allie. So Allie, she said,
Allie.
so her whole thing is that she didn't feel supported because she's living the life she wants to live.
No.
No.
And that's she wasn't supported.
Hold on. Wait.
No. I want to know what he saw.
No.
It wasn't my interpretation. It wasn't that she wasn't being supported. It's that she wanted the same energy that he was putting in to trying to be the best fucking rapper. That's his dream.
Hold on. For the relationship, but no. What I'm more speaking on, which yes, that's something we can talk about. But
she said in her, if you listen to her speech,
right, yes, and
she was
that's
like, "I
what
want
made-
that same energy."
Right, but what? No. What I'm speaking of is the reason why I think all of that even happened is because imagine going to the people who are. Imagine going to the people who are most important in your life. Like for me, my boys, you guys are. Sorry. For me, my boys, like you guys hype me up, you guys keep me where I need to be, keep me grounded. So I'm assuming for her character, as far as I can interpret from watching the show, would be her family.
Yeah.
So imagine having your family who are supposed to be your rocks, you know? Is that better?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so imagine having your rocks. Oh, that does sound better in my ear. So imagine having your rocks belittle your job. Like just because not everyone has to be an astronaut. Not everybody has to be the president.
Yeah.
Like there are people out there collecting garbage who are way more vital than people out there making movies, in my opinion. But those people making movies are still just as vital. They provide something for our lives. So imagine having the people who in your life tell you, hey, maybe you should accomplish more.
Right.
So at a vulnerable point
It's like
in her,
offensive linemen. All offensive linemen.
hey, trench gang, pancake platoon. We need you guys out there
For sure.
So I swear to God, if my son turns out to be a big boy,
platoon.
pancake platoon. If my son turns out to be a big boy, you know he going. Hey, trust me. Me and my boy, me and one of the boys in our group, we're gonna be coaching Little League once all this stuff stops. Something one of the best high schools in our state did was so impressive. They literally had a bench. And they had all 5 positions: left guard, left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle. And they had a bench where each like position was laid out, and you couldn't sit there on the whole bench unless you were one of those 5 people. That's the same respect all linemen deserves, but
Yes,
in
sir.
general.
Yes,
But
sir.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's so imagine being a person who's living their dream. Like, she's a teacher. She's making an impact. Like, in her, even not only just in her mind, I would say objectively, teaching children is an impact, you know. And imagine, like, you're not a lawyer, not a doctor like her siblings or whatever, and to have them tell you, hey, maybe you should do better.
Yeah.
That would hurt.
Right.
And then so you see Dave actually living his dream, but they're both living their dream.
Right.
But his dream is much more
Extravagant.
Thank you.
Luxurious.
So
yeah.
it's much luxurious, and it's in the
Impressive.
public eye.
She's living her dream. He's
Right.
on the cusp of obtaining his.
But no, you misunderstand what I'm
not
saying.
even that.
She's living her dream. He's going to be living his dream.
Right,
There's
he's chasing
the
it,
key
yeah.
difference.
I think we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, the key
Yeah.
difference between her dream and his dream is her dream is lived every day. His dream is acknowledged by people every day.
Right.
So, and the people closest, if you're a teacher, I'm gonna say, hey, thanks for
big shouts to
teachers. Like, I know you guys going through a lot.
for sure.
Big ups. But like, so in that episode was so relatable because, you know, you could see, like, I still think she was wrong. And I will go on record in saying that. And that's what this whole conversation was about. Like, she was wrong to say, hey, you need to I need the same energy from your passion as for me.
Yeah.
But honestly, I would say is I've been on both ends of that, where you're like, man, the thing you care about, you don't show me that much passion. But then I've been on the other side, and that should make it more relatable, where you're like, but the passion you show for attaining a dream is
Right.
different from consistently living that dream.
Right.
And I think that may have been what she was unable to realize because, you know, she was already in it.
Yeah.
She was already in her dream.
So I'm pretty passionate about this personally.
Real quick, I adamantly disagree with this take, and I'll give mine in a moment.
Yeah, no doubt. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Well,
But
I'm kind of
throwing
in a
it out there,
cosign.
so
That's the point.
Yeah.
I know, but
That's
I'm
great.
just saying, just so everybody knows, there's
Yeah, no, and it's cool. So when I saw this episode, like, it really struck home with me. So, you know, you guys are my best friends, so you guys know. So I was a head coach for a I would like to think a very successful robotics team here in the state.
Let's go.
And so I took this team. So I was on the team for a really long time as a student. So essentially my sophomore year of high school, is when I started doing this program. And then I had just been sticking around. You know, after I graduated, I became a coach. And then I actually took the team over as a head coach. And I thought it was my dream.
That everybody who's played on any high school, anything,
is being the coach of your own team.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I'm
being
jealous
coach, especially from the team that you came from, that is your dream.
No doubt. Super jealous.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was the head coach of this team. And before I accepted this opportunity, and actually to kind of bring some light into that, so that same year that I accepted the job as the head coach was supposed to be my last year. I was actually supposed to retire that year. But we got to talking, and you know, the reason why I was quitting was because I was so disappointed that we weren't being as good as we could be, right? We weren't achieving our potential, and it just frustrated me. So when you love something and you see it, like it's like, you know, being when you're in you and your friends, right? And let's say somebody's in a relationship and you love them together, but it's not going well, and you're just like, man, I just want them to be happy, but it's just like toxic, right? So you're kind of like conflicted, and then eventually you just kind of take yourself out of the equation, right? What some people do, and it's just like, you know what, just live your life. If you're happy, whatever, but like I'm not happy with this, no doubt. Right? So I wasn't at that point. And before I accepted the head coaching job, I went and asked my best friends. I asked the person that I was with, hey, I want to do this. Is this okay with you guys? I wanted everybody's seal of approval, because I knew that it was going to take a lot of me, because I'm not the type of person, as you guys see with this podcast also, like, you know, all of our shit is legit. I don't do anything half-assed.
Oh, yeah. We tell you, hey, you know, hey, this is us at our worst. So if you could be here.
It only gets better from here.
So
right.
keep
talking to your mic, Xavier. Subscribe.
I'm trying to talk into my mic.
Oh, he's talking.
Talk like just better. Like if you're whispering into a booty hole, you know, make sure it's buttery.
Yeah, no doubt.
Buttery. Continue. Anyways, so and everybody seemed like it was really cool, and everybody's like, yeah, you know, definitely, you know, achieve your dream, live your dream. And then so the problem is that, like I said, I have the same personality trait as Little Dicky, I think, where I'm very meticulous. I'm very thanks.
I was like,
ding, ding, ding.
You are articulate or meticulous?
Yeah,
no, he meticulous.
I got Gamecast, bro. Damn.
But you know, I take a lot of time. I think about things. In fact, after everybody gave me the seal of approval, and I accepted the job from the school, and I gave all my kids a speech saying, like, listen, my whole goal is make sure you achieve your potential. That was my message to my entire team and their parents. I said, listen. And the school, I said, I'm not here to do anything half-assed. We are going to be the best in the world. My goal and the team's goal was to be the world champions. Mm-hmm. Kind of similar to Michael Jordan, right? When Michael Jordan first came to the Bulls, and the Bulls were fucking the Flint Tropics when he showed up. You know what I'm saying? But very similar. You know, we're a very similar boat. You know, I said, let's get this done. We didn't have anything in place. I spent that entire summer, looking at what other teams did, their business plan and all that stuff. And I do want to say, you know, shout out First Robotics. It is definitely more than robots. It's pretty much running a non-for-profit. It was very labor. It's not just like building a fucking kit. It's not like, hey, here's the fucking parts, like you're fucking like building Legos or Connects, and here's some instructions.
Which are still valid.
It's still very valid. But this is
Legos
taking something.
Are dope as fuck.
Yeah, no. Shout out Legos, bro. Shout out everybody does Legos and Connects and all that
builders,
shit.
Hey, you out there?
Yeah. Fucking shout out.
Send us sponsor us $5,
$5, please.
$5 on OnlyFans.
But no, it takes a lot of work. It's taking something from they give you the game, and you have to build whatever the fuck you want in 6 weeks. So taking a robot that does tasks, right? For example, you know, there was a year that we pretty much played basketball. So you're building a robot to play fucking basketball in 6 weeks, from nothing to something, from conception to reality, with high school students that have ranging abilities from I know absolutely fucking dick to like I know a little bit of something to like they may, you know, it just all kinds of ranges. So anyways, a lot of hard work is what I'm saying, and it's pretty much running a non-for-profit. And you guys know me. You guys knew me during that period. You know, it's officially over for me. But I was exhausted, especially during the season. You know, there was just so much. There was so much emotional investment. There's so much, you know, physical time that I invested, all that stuff. And, you know, and as times went on, I felt like everybody was kind of giving me shit.
That's how I felt last night.
Yeah.
Like, no joke. Like, I'm not to interrupt you, but that's legitimately how I felt last night. And that's why I was making an informal non-apology, because I felt belittled by the audacity, is the best way to put that, of like comparison, you know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how
I'm gonna go on record and say I talked hella shit, but it was a joke.
No, that's fair. But I was saying, like, it's I understand what he's coming from, because that's important. Like, relatability is important in your dreams.
Right. So I'm and this is the thing that people don't understand too, and not even people don't understand. So before I even go there, because now I'm just talking about myself. But
Yeah.
But anyways, so I was living my dream, and I remember the first year it was kind of easy, but definitely I spent a lot of time doing it. You guys pretty much did not see me. Let's say from fucking November.
Easily a year.
Fuck it, yeah, it was a full year. Like it was a lot.
We saw you twice a year
Yeah.
at the big functions, and
hold
that
on,
was pretty
hold
much
on.
it.
Not to interrupt. We are still talking about Dave. I'm gonna steer you back toward a synopsis of what your point is to the episode, because if you wanna, we can go more in depth in a hobbies type style later on.
Yeah.
But,
let me just summarize it real quick.
No doubt.
So it pretty much the same thing that happened to Dave kind of happened to me, where I had not only my friends but my significant other they were just kind of like, hey, look, you're not paying attention to me, essentially, right? You guys were like, hey, we don't see you, blah blah, give me shit. And even if it was like lighthearted, like, listen, I love you guys.
That's impactful.
I love you guys, and I love my girl like more than anything, But before you guys, and even before her, and this is not a slight to you guys,
It's the
I
dream.
was doing that. I was fucking 15 years old, dreaming about. And if I fucking start crying, I swear to God, you fucking better edit this. Edit this shit out.
Edit it and keep it in,
But
because this is actually
since
this is what I was
since
talking
I was
about.
fucking 15 years
This
old,
is my
dreaming
episode
about
5.
bringing fucking a world championship home to this fucking high school, wearing my fucking team numbers, and then when I feel like I'm at the cusp, I'm living my dream, I'm fucking happy, and I want to do this shit. Everyone's telling me I'm a fucking shitty person.
Yeah. And that's actually and honestly, that's the reason why episode 9 was so impact. I'll tell you one word in that entire episode that old girl said, Allie said, that literally was like, wow, this has become so relatable that I almost can't take her side, because she used one word, and I'll let you guess, one word where I was like, well, anybody who uses this word doesn't understand what the other person means.
Right.
Do you want to take a guess?
What is it?
Present. It's on it. I hate to
Like
say
Christmas?
No. You're right.
Living in the moment.
This is my SJW
Yeah.
word moment. My SJW moment is the word present. When someone
Well,
says you're
hold
not
on, before you
present.
even get there, I don't mean to cut you off on your
Yeah,
topic.
no,
Let me
no,
just wrap this up real quick.
Yeah.
But so I felt like shit, and it just like so not only so then when I tried to pull back, the other side suffered. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes a lot when you're trying to be like. So when Lil Dick said, I envision myself be the next Kanye West, the best fucking rapper.
That's the dream.
And even to go back to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan said, "I'm here to be the best player ever, to win championships." Right? To be the best at something,
Sacrifice.
it takes a lot. Something has to
Your
give.
blood, your sweat, your
and
tears,
I'm not
everything you've
saying that you guys are less important. I'm not saying that my relationships were
But the
less
dream is
important.
as important.
Is as important. And I'm counting, and this is where I failed, and this is where I think where Xavier's going to kind of say, like, this is my take on this. And I understand, like, I'm not saying you guys are less than. I'm counting.
No, equal.
I'm counting, not even that equal. I'm counting, like, yes, I may not be present, like you said, but I'm counting the fact that I love you. I love you guys.
Fair.
And you guys said, I want you to live your dream. And I took that to heart. You know what I'm saying? I want you to live your dream. Because no one ever wants to tell anyone, I don't want you to live your dream. No one wants to be the asshole,
No,
right?
that's fair. No, that's unfair. Lots of people do.
No, okay.
No, lots of people
no
are
one
comfortable.
should.
Right.
Yeah,
Lots
no
of
one
people are
should want to tell you.
comfortable. That's
Yeah.
actually that's the point that I was trying to get to. So
and
go
that's what
ahead.
I was going to say.
Yeah, yeah.
No one wants to be the asshole and say, like, no, fuck you. I don't want you to fucking put yourself ahead of myself. Because that's what it sounds like when you say those things. It's like you're putting something else above me.
No, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
But it's not. It's not that. It's really easy to make that comparison because you're not present, like she was saying, and you see, like, for example, whenever like I got home, all I would talk about how my day was, all the shit that I do, or the next thing I had to fucking do, and all you hear is just like shit from like whatever, and then like, and sometimes you're so fucking exhausted. Like I personally, I can tell you, like I was drained. There was a time, and I cried in my fucking car because I missed my best friend's fucking birthday, and I wanted to go, and I talked to you guys
missed
about
your own
this.
birthday.
What?
I just want to go on the record that this dude missed his own birthday.
My own
We
birthday
all went
party.
he won a free birthday party. We all showed
Bro,
up there.
I forgot about that. What
we
was
all
that
showed
fucking
up. He won a free birthday party.
downtown? We went downtown
Yes,
and
we
you
all
were
went,
supposed to.
we all
Oh
went to
my
his birthday
God.
party, and he overslept.
slept.
But you know what? Your
I
dreams
was
sometimes
exhausted.
We
become
had
more
a great
important.
time.
It was
Yeah.
a great day.
We
But-
had a fucking great
It
day.
was a great-
Drinks
we had
that were
fun in
fucking
his honor.
like 90 inches tall,
Yeah.
and we're like,
We
"Where
had
you
fun-
at?"
We had fun in his honor. But I
I won.
understand
I
the dream.
literally won
Oh my
a
God, I'm
night
legit-
Agreed.
for my
I'm
birthday.
not
I
trying to
couldn't make
interrupt
it.
you, and I get it. 'Cause
Right.
this is, you're
And I
very
know
passionate.
I'm so sorry. I'll
And
really wrap this up.
No, and that's what
Yeah.
I'll say. Yeah. That's
I
what
really
I'm trying to
forgot
steer
about
it
that,
as
though.
far as like but I get it, bro. I could talk for hours about
Right.
my
No,
dreams.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like, and it hurts because it's like, man, and it's like, and that's the thing that I want to kind of tie back to Dave is like, he was like, once his thought, this is me probably making speaking for him, like, once I make it, it's gonna be fine.
No, and that's how.
But you can't. But you can't think that way.
No.
You cannot think
yes,
that way.
You can. Yes,
you can. You can. But the person who's, for example, like now looking back at it, so I was the head coach for 4 years. Right now, I can tell you, the past 4 years have been a fucking blur. There were some things that happened. You mentioned to me, like I don't remember it happening because yes, I was not present.
That's fair.
I don't remember shit. These past, like I'm like, holy shit, I'm fucking balding. Holy shit, I'm fucking 30. What the fuck is going on? I spent 4 years of my life. Every single second, because when you fucking live a dream, it's not like it's just this amount of time.
There's no time,
it's
mate.
every fucking second you're thinking about it. So that's been my entire fucking life for 4 years. Every second, waking, even fucking dreaming of what the fuck I was doing, what the fuck I was trying to accomplish. And then when I woke up, my life was hell because fucking home was shit, work was shit, my fucking passion was shit because I was being fucking pulled everywhere. And then so it all comes to, and it hurt me because so. I'm fortunate that my people didn't leave me. Obviously, my buddies are here.
Well, yeah.
I still have my girl. But Dave's girl left him.
Right.
So I can't even imagine how distraught he must have been.
It would be
because,
and that's kind of, and I agree. I'm not trying to, I am trying to.
No, the thought of losing all of you guys.
That's the funniest part about this. And that's why I want to hear Xavier's take because imagine being so selfish. And this is going to be
it's not selfish because you're invalidating her feelings also, or their feelings.
This is going to be the spiciest take. Imagine being so selfish that you have achieved your dream. Okay? This is why I think this is important. Imagine being so selfish that after you have achieved your dream,
I don't think she achieved
you're
it.
significant. And see, and that's a different.
She was
that's a different conversation. Hold on.
That's different.
Yes. And that's the different question. Mm-hmm. So imagine achieving your dream, as far as other people know, and then seeing someone in your life on the path to achieve their dream,
and they're getting more shine.
Totally fine, saying, "Hey, mirror the dream." Now, if hold on, and this is why I think this is an interesting point, and I definitely want to hear your perspective. But now, what that has led me to believe is that this is not her dream. She thought this was her dream,
and she's not satisfied.
Now that she's realizing that, man, I don't have the same passion for my life that other people have for their lives. Why aren't people paying attention to me? Is like, oh, because they're living their best life. Well, yeah, I have time to do both. And then you realize, wait a minute, maybe this isn't my dream because I'm not dedicated to the thing in front of me. Now, and again, this is the cool thing about the show is that it's all up to interpretation in general. Because if you're comfortable telling somebody, "Hey, I get it that I've gotten there, as far as I know, I've gotten there, but if you choose to try to get there without making time for me, I got to go." And then, so imagine the toll that would put on somebody to say, "Hey, I've already gotten there. I'm already at the mountaintop." But if you either need to stop where you are on that summit, like, so I'm at the summit, I'm at the peak. In that valley that you're in right now, you better stop because I don't have time for you to get to where I am. You've got to already be there.
We watched the same episode at all, bro.
And that's the greatest part.
That's the greatest part.
And that's what. See, and the reason why is that this is a life experience thing, because that's why I'm so interested to hear. And I'm again, my guy. This is what you guys came for.
Yep.
You came for the spice because we have led much different lives. This guy right here, little person. Not. I'm not saying personalized in like.
You're trying to say he's never chased a dream?
No. I'm saying that this guy has had such an uphill climb from such a young age. So if you go back to when I met this guy a decade ago, I this is fine. I have no problem saying this because he can't fight me. He can't beat me up, so it's fine. So I low-key was like, dang, this dude's had a hard life. Like, not as hard as in like from a certain age to a certain age, easy life. But then one big choice altered his whole direction.
Super debatable because I didn't talk about my life before they met me, but I just want to throw out.
But you know,
I get what he's saying.
That's fine. What I'm saying, as far as I know. But then this dude overcame. He had his hard point so young,
yes, sir,
that everything he overcome, that everything got easier for him. If your hard point is at like if I lost both my legs at 5, everything I do after that would be like okay, because I lost my legs at 5. You know, so this guy. So young has such a hard intersection that I believe that everything he does up to this point is cake. Like, it was hard, but the hardest point is behind him, and it's fine if he doesn't feel that way. But like grinding from like 17 till whatever age he was at that point till now has been so difficult that everything is cake, or not cake as in like great, as in like this is never going to be as bad as it was. So the valley has never been as detrimental because you were in the valley and you were like, I'm already here. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I say that I think it's so interesting, the reason why I can't wait to hear your take is because for the most part, I thought it was as bad as it was going to get. Then it got worse. And then now I'm on a come up and I'm like, man, that's so relatable because there was a point where I was like, wow, nobody's on my side.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he means, where he's like, dude, I'm just doing my best. Yeah. And, you know, and that's the reason why I think it's so important is because old girl was like, hey, you're not paying attention to so.
Hold on. Nope.
Go ahead.
You know, let him just have his, go ahead.
I'm going to go real quick.
Yeah.
I think the takeaways, okay, God damn it. You're right to a certain extent on perceptions and how you see things, but I think the more important part when watching anything is listening to everything. Okay, and I don't think based on how you two are saying what you watched, that you actually listened to everything in that episode.
Help me out.
Right?
I certainly did because I
lived
it.
Hold up. No.
Right. But I want to say
there's trigger words. There's certain things that people hear, and then they immediately. It's one of these things that I've had a really hard time with my entire life. It's stop formulating a response before you finish hearing.
Extra relatable.
Right. Yeah, and
extra relatable.
We all of us, and then the ones you can't see that live behind the scenes. None of us ever know what anybody's saying because we talking before they done talking.
Yes, sir.
But hold up. She never asked him to give as much as he was giving to rap. She was asking for something because he was
she wanted the same.
No, she did not.
So hold on. I'm going to ask you a simple question. You can say yes or no. It's fine. I just want to establish this precedent. So you don't believe there's ever an implied meaning?
An implied what?
An implied meaning.
You should never assume anything. I just want to get that out of the way.
That's what I'm asking. So according to you, there's never, ever, I'm asking legitimately. I'm not asking as a trap.
I don't assume shit. I take everything at what someone says is what they said.
Right. So you're telling me right now, which is fine if you say yes. You're telling me right now that everything everyone has ever said to you ever has always been exactly what they meant. And there's never been an ulterior motive. So you've worked in sales.
No, but if they don't articulate that, it's not on me to try to figure out what they meant.
No. So you've worked in sales. So you're telling me that when someone says, I don't have the money for this today, you've never gone,
hey, why don't you argue with me in a minute when you can hear my entire thing?
This is,
which is also the start of this point.
That's what he just said.
I have no problem admitting I don't care to listen because I need to establish a precedent before I can listen.
No, you have to be on my fucking side real quick.
No, I don't want
to be on my side.
I don't get to talk.
I need a This is what I require to understand. So what I'm asking you is that as a person who's worked in sales, because this is going to help me form my opinion.
Hold on, before anything, let Xavier talk because he didn't interrupt us when we were talking.
I get it. And
so don't make your point. No, fuck that.
That ain't my fault. That's called respect, bro. You sit there and you stop.
I don't respect anyone.
Yeah.
I've never apologized.
I'm going to just turn your fucking mic off.
I've apologized for the first time
go ahead,
ever. Go ahead.
Okay, don't turn his mic off.
Go ahead.
Anyway, she never asked for the same consideration. She asked for some consideration. That's literally what she asked for. That whole argument was, bro, we're here for 2 days and you can't stop caring about anyone but yourself. It was his narcissism that she had a problem with, not his dream. So let's be very clear on how he acted.
What do you define as narcissism? He was also a terrible person. Don't get me wrong.
But then how do you know? Because everybody wants to put the blame on her. Like a lot of people want to put the blame on her. But then both back.
People sucked. Dave also sucked. Dave
also sucks.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was.
That's my next.
The whole thing was we don't have a whole lot of time for next things, bro. We got enough time for this thing, and then it's pretty much, hey, peace out.
Take a break. Okay.
But anyway, she asked him to just show a little bit of care towards her occasionally. She didn't say, hey, you need to give 100% to this and 100% to me. She said, I don't ask you for...
That's exactly what she said. We can,
no,
I can get
no,
you...
Remember, he said that, so he's never... If anyone has ever said they're hungry...
Go back and watch it. Hold on, let me say what I'm going to say. Then you go back and watch it and you tell me if it's not... She asked for 2 days because he couldn't...
I'm talking about her speech. her actual wedding speech, she says it's not about, because she talked about, hey, this is the magic, right? She talked about the relationship.
Yeah,
blah,
that's
blah,
after
blah,
her
blah.
realizations, and she was basically
said
breaking
she
up with
wanted
him in a
someone-
very public
she
forum
said
without him knowing.
pretend.
I'm saying when they were talking, when they had
Pretend
their
you care.
heartfelt, they're mad, because you know that after you've had time to formulate something and you want to go through and you want to write it down and you want to talk all this shit, when you don't have to have a conversation, when you want to monologue, you can monologue a lot differently than when you talk to somebody. What she asked him for and what he told her no on.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Okay,
he
no.
straight up told her no.
On what? Sorry, for the people. Remember,
That it
we're
was
arguing as if
that
we
it
are.
was more important to him to pay attention to what was going on in his career than give her even one weekend.
Yeah.
That's what the argument
So you
was
don't
about.
think time sensitivity has anything to do with an argument?
He was also like
no, wait,
negotiating
wait.
a contract.
No,
Wait,
he
hold
wasn't
on.
negotiating shit.
No,
He
yes,
went
he was.
through and he kept
Hold on,
saying
hold on,
no
hold on.
to
So-
Mike because he wanted more money, and
So-
Mike was the one who said, "Hey, you could have said yes to this."
It's him making a business decision.
Thank you. So
it's him
okay,
making a
so
business
Hold on,
decision.
hold on. Anyway,
go ahead.
fuck
Fair,
it.
fair,
Yeah,
fair,
continue.
fair.
Sorry. We shouldn't be attacking you. I'm
So
sorry.
fair.
I know, fucking goddamn.
No, I'm going to attack you because I definitely
You
don't
can
agree.
attack me all you want to,
But I am gonna listen.
At no point, because I guess I have been on the other side of this, where I have been with somebody else chasing what they
There it
wanted
is.
to do.
You.
No,
Right,
no,
and that's what- right,
that's
and that
what
was the
perception
important thing.
counts.
Yes.
I'm
Mhm.
not telling you
Yep.
you're wrong.
Right.
I'm saying you're not considering the other side of an argument because you're saying you literally can't because you can't feel
can. You can do
what
both.
you fucking can't. You've been yelling
No,
at
it's-
me.
No,
It's hard.
No. What I'm saying is, it is possible.
It's
Yeah.
possible.
It's not
but
even the
it's,
same.
It's not even
difficult.
Yes.
No. You can listen to somebody's thing, but you can't legitimately give them the time of day if you can't comprehend what they're
Right.
saying.
If you have
So-
not lived it, it's
Right.
nowhere
That's
near the
what I'm
same.
trying
So
to-
I'm
okay,
saying
so, I mean,
that
you're
I
saying
have
the same-
that's what
lived.
he's saying,
I
yeah.
have lived the other
Same
side of
thing.
that coin.
Yeah.
I have given up every single thing that I've wanted to do.
Yes, same.
I have
For
given
someone else's
up.
dream.
Right.
Yes, that's exactly what I said. I said,
Yes.
remember at the beginning.
hold
of
on,
this-
hold on.
hold on. I'm sorry. I want to preface
let-
this. Remember at the beginning of this, I said, man, I've been on both sides of this where I've had to give up and also be asked to give up, and it is very difficult. I literally said that.
I know
Yeah.
you said that, but the difference is then you still don't give any consideration to the other side of the
No,
argument.
no.
So hold on.
Okay.
So hold on. So I've been on the other end. I've been on the I am going to stop doing what it is that I think I want to be doing. And granted,
Yeah.
you know, life changes, vision changes, and you know, now I'm kind of on the other side of that. So I have
I
experienced
know.
both sides of
That's
it.
what I said
I'm
earlier.
actually on the other side of that at the moment.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it took a long fucking time, and I watched someone else get to do the things that they wanted to do, even when it was a detriment to my person.
Yes, it's tough.
Yeah.
Every single day, and it was
You're a
tough.
strong person.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, for somebody,
Allie is not a strong
Not
person.
strong.
no, but for somebody
Hashtag
to
not strong,
say,
Allie.
"Here's what I want," not
Right.
devaluing themselves
That's
as a
what I'm
person to say,
saying.
"Here's what I want," and then somebody else say, "I can't give you that," and then
Yeah.
that person is actually strong enough to say, "Okay, well, I have put it on the
Right.
table for what I've
Yeah.
wanted. If you're telling me you can't give me that, I'm going to
Yes.
go
So-
ahead
Yes.
and walk away because
Right.
I'm not
She was
getting
also
what I
right
want."
in that respect.
Yes.
She was also right. Hold on,
But
hold
she,
on.
what are you
Hold
talking
on,
about? They had that conversation.
We don't get it. No. We
Right,
see
we
that
don't have the
conversation
nuance.
come to.
So, hold on. What I'm
But
saying
hold
is-
on. When we see this show start, this is the most important part that I think people
Go
who
ahead.
watch the show might not even think about. We watch it start with Dave already in the shit.
Right.
We do not know
Right.
how long
Right.
he's been
Okay.
doing
So
this.
that
We
was
do
our-
not know. We do not see.
I'm agreeing with
No,
you. I'm
I
saying,
know.
like,
We
that
agree.
was-
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't see all of the things that she's already had to put up with. And when it
Yeah.
gets to the point that she's saying, "Hey man, this one weekend, you
Yeah.
could have this one weekend."
Yeah.
My
But
argument would
I
be,
understand.
I know what you're gonna
I
say.
understand what the argument is because
Is
he
that
had his
if-
record deal.
right, no,
and
right,
they
right.
were. Oh,
So
no.
literally, if
Even
they-
before that, Xavier, and I don't want to jump. I'm real passionate about this. Obviously, I just fucking lived it. But the problem is that he is counting on because fucking guys were fucking stupid, right? I think the problem with, and this is, I really want to have this conversation with D-Mark in here because he's gonna fucking go on a whole tangent. But men and women think differently. Guys, we pretty much take what you say almost at face value with no like, hey, this means like ulterior motive or anything like that. And I don't want to generalize, and I don't want to come off as sexist or anything like that.
Oh, you.
But I feel like
we were canceled already.
yeah, I know. But I feel like sometimes women kind of test you and they'll say the right things.
Thank you.
Like
So,
say like, yeah, go and
that's
do your
very true.
thing because they don't want to seem like
But
an
they
asshole.
want the choice
but
to be
they-
that you made the other choice.
Exactly.
But-
And that's the problem.
and that's
So he
the-
wants to be like, just fucking, you should have just told me. Like, so my thing, I was like,
Where do you want to eat? This is the where do you want to eat conundrum.
Yes.
So
it is and it isn't though, because how long are you willing to? How long are you willing to put up with somebody else talking to you?
So she made the right choice.
Yes.
She made the right choice.
At
the end of the day,
if it's over, it's over.
At the end of the day, she said it's not worth it.
Yep.
That's the right choice. What my argument is, and by my argument, it's like what my perspective is.
Yeah, for the record, if you're not happy in the relationship, fucking walk out.
Leave. What I'm saying is, if you're going to say, hey, I'm already at the precipice of my adventure, and if you say, hey, we're going to do this thing this weekend, this may come from.
I think the scale of something is different, though. To say I can go to school and get this degree done.
Hold on. I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
I know.
In my opinion,
Get close. It doesn't matter. I fucking sanitize you. Just talk. Just put the fucking mic in your mouth.
Right.
Xavier.
So I'm agreeing. What I'm saying is, and this is why this show is such a cultural. If you guys aren't taking it this way, and that's interesting to me because I feel like it's such a pivotal change. It's such a relatable thing in shows in general. So I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, and I'm not trying to convince you to come to my side. I'm literally saying,
this is my perspective.
Is that if I were talking to you, and I know this is completely hard to say because I'm saying I'm talking to you and you know me, and we know the nuance. We don't know their nuance. But what I'm saying is, if you said, hey, on Thursday, October 15th, I've got this thing to do, and you told me that now, then on, let's say, September 10th, I said, hey, October 15th, I've got this thing to do. And you go, oh, hey, I already told you that this thing was happening beforehand. And then I said, well, yeah, but you should pick my
thing. Things have changed.
What?
You're talking about things have changed?
Right. But you're like, hey, but my thing just came up. And it's more important than the thing you've got. You've had your plan longer. Your thing has been in the books longer. But it's something that well, here's the funniest part. This is actually making me think, because imagine being able to get both of those things done at the same time. This is why I think this is important. Let's say, for instance, you're like, hey, you found out now that in October 15th, you've got something important to do. Then in September, I found out I've got something on October 15th that's important to do also. Hold on, what's important is, now what if I said, hey, mine is by phone, yours is in person. And you said, okay, well, we'll go to the place where I've got to go, but you'll still just do your thing by phone. Now, what you would go is like, yeah, that's great. I'm glad we could do both of our things that are important to us at the same time. But imagine if I said, no. Even though my thing can be done on the phone, I want you not to go. You can't go to where you have to go. We have to sit at home. That the reason why I'm saying this in such an abstract way is because now that I'm thinking about it, they were at her sister's thing. Mm-hmm. His record deal could be done by phone.
Yeah.
It does not matter how long it took to get done that weekend. He was still there. But remember what I said?
But he wasn't there 100%. Mm-hmm.
He was there. Mm-hmm. But he wasn't.
Go back and watch that episode, and every time she says anything to him, watch his response, because it has nothing to do with what she's talking about.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
he wasn't present.
He was there. Mm-hmm. He wasn't present.
Right.
So imagine requiring someone to not only go to the thing, but to drop all of their other things. Now, I'm saying, I get what you're saying. You're saying like, no. She didn't ask for his whole weekend. She didn't ask for him not to make the decision. She asked that he focused on her thing that weekend. What I'm saying is, he showed up.
Not even exclusively. She just asked.
He showed up.
If he would have said, hey, if Mike calls me, they're calling me about this fucking record deal, I'm going to have to pick this call up.
I'm actually talking about what you... No, I'm agreeing with you.
But if you watch that whole episode, the whole time she says something to him, and they foreshadow it. Okay, first off, just from a way that film is done, and if you've never been in drama or studied film,
Chekhov's gun.
Really, they check off
gun real well in the series.
Beautiful job.
That's actually my next
at the very
note.
Beginning of that episode,
that's my next
with
note.
that auto tune.
No, not just the very beginning episode. That's actually my note. Is on episode 10. Is they check? You know what Chekhov's gun is?
No.
So Chekhov's gun is the principle that if you start something in Act 1, by Act 3, that thing needs to happen. So one of my notes from my very first actual notes is I said, man, Dave may be one of the most intolerable, insufferable, and selfish people ever. And then you go down to episode 9, where I'm like, wow, he didn't do anything to try to make this work. Mm-hmm. That's Chekhov's gun. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, you were right. Well, you said they foreshadowed in the first episode. No. They foreshadowed that in the beginning of the series. He was literally, like, he treated
In all
everyone.
fairness, we knew in the beginning of the series that him and that bitch were breaking up.
No. But he
I
treated
didn't.
everybody in
How?
his life.
Have you ever heard Molly with Brandon Urie?
Bro, he treated
probably.
everybody around him.
That whole song's about her. This chick.
Yeah.
Right, but he
I
treated
missed that
everybody
one.
around him terribly.
He does. He still
Yeah.
treats everybody terribly.
Right, and that's why. So that's actually my. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm going to stop interrupting you now.
We agree to disagree on the fact that just because somebody else wants to be selfish doesn't mean that somebody else should be happy.
Yeah, and just to tie that together too, because I talked a lot about some people, so I want to emphasize that everyone has the right to their feelings.
Yes.
Right, and that's one thing that I want to kind of take away from everything. Like, so I felt terrible because I was letting you guys down, my relationship down, and then also for me trying to make up for that, I'm also letting my team down because there were times like, well, now I know you guys are pissed off. I gotta go do this, even if they're like, well, we want to do
We
this.
gave you shit. We were never pissed off. We knew. But the difference
but
was,
the
though,
fact
hold
that
on,
you're
hold on.
mentioning it,
Here's the difference, though.
The fact that you're mentioning it, that means you're somewhat pissed.
No.
You know
Here's
what I'm
the
saying?
difference. No, here's the difference, though. When you showed up to the things that we had made it very clear that all of us showed up to, that the whole group showed up to, when you showed up, you were present in those moments.
Yeah.
That's the argument for right here.
Yeah.
Even though you were chasing a dream,
Yeah.
even though you didn't text us back, even though you didn't come on other things that we knew you wanted to go on and the rest of us went on and you were the only one that didn't go,
Yeah.
the times we knew you were going to show up, you showed up the same way you always show up. That's my argument for this episode.
Yeah.
He couldn't even show up one time, especially for a life event that is a life event like a wedding.
Yeah.
He was in a wedding. He was part of his future sister-in-law's possibly wedding, and he couldn't
Right.
show up for a day and a half. Not,
Right.
Yeah. 72, 48 hours the whole time, because obviously he still had his shit going on. He couldn't show up even a little bit.
Yeah.
So the difference is we knew when you were showing up, you were showing up. If you want to talk about robotics, we were there to listen to how your team was doing, how hype you were, how everything else, but you didn't stop what you were doing with us to do that.
It was those days, but let's talk about me not being on the group chat. Like, I can tell you, like, for a fact, like, I want to say, like, for almost for 2 years straight, dog, I probably didn't even look in there. Like, only if I wanted to kind of just say something.
But we knew. We already knew, and we
Yeah, but
accepted
it's-
that because we told
yeah.
you. But we told you from day one,
Right.
hey, bro, we're cool with this dream.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a couple times that we say, hey, we need you to show up.
Yeah.
And you showed up.
Yeah.
You
But
said, I
you're talking
know
about
it's
2 days a year, right? So we had two things a year that we did. But there was a lot of there was birthdays that I missed. There were hangouts
and
that
you
I
might have
missed.
got some shit, but at
Yeah, sure.
any
But
point,
even
did
still,
you ever
Xavier-
not get an invite?
Yeah, sure, yes. And then there was some stuff that I didn't get invited to, but that's not a big deal. The point I'm trying to make, you still made me feel bad, right? You still made me feel bad, even if you're just like, hey, I'm just giving you a little bit of shit. There were some people that gave me more shit than others. You know, Corey gave me more shit than others, right? And even if it was like, hey, I'm sarcastic, like in the back of my mind, I already feel bad, right? Because I see the difference. You know how fucking difficult to see your friends become better friends, or life events happen, like you guys change jobs or something like that, and I
So
feel
apparently,
like
I've missed a
dick.
ton.
I feel like a dick, and it happens so much. For 4
What a
years,
whirlwind.
for 4 years, I missed key moments, dude. Remember when I'm gonna fucking start crying.
No, I get it, man. This dude.
I remember when I fucking saw your kid. I didn't see your kid for a year. I met Oliver when he was a year and some change. I didn't even see your fucking kid.
All right, that's fair. I changed jobs, and this dude didn't ask me for 6 months.
But at the end of
Yeah.
the day, the difference is nobody told you.
Yes. Okay. So agreed. That's
So
actually
okay, well that kind of makes me change. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the whole point of this. So at that point though, but we still, even though we knew you were gonna miss key moments,
Yeah.
and you did miss key
I
moments
missed a lot.
But you missed, even if you missed everything,
Yes.
the times that you didn't miss that you could make time for us,
Yeah.
which was fine. You still gave us what we wanted when you were there. That's the argument in this episode. Even when he was present, he wasn't there.
Yeah.
When you were present, you were there. That was her
Your
argument.
definition of present and mine is a little different because I can tell you like I was not my best self at those moments, and I'm glad that you feel like I was myself.
We still had fun.
Yeah.
You were
No,
still
That's
there.
important. You showed
No,
up.
that's fine.
Hold
But
on,
I will
hold on,
say
hold on.
too.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. You just proved my point.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Xavier, I'm gonna let you know that he just proved the exact point you refuted. Even though he wasn't his best self, guess what happened? He still showed up. He wasn't present.
No.
He said that I was 100% myself.
No, I didn't say
said to
100%.
me-
I said you were there.
Yes,
when we
it-
said,
okay,
hey,
that
when
was
we
my-
said, hey, do this, but
He said
He
also
showed up.
present. No, he also said you messed
you
that part.
walked
took
out
all-
to go
he
grab a
wasn't
piece
also
of pizza.
present.
I did. You walked out to grab a piece of pizza.
No, he said.
Oh, that's
no,
fine,
no,
but he
he's
wasn't
saying
also
that I
present.
was not present.
He was
but
not also
his
present.
perception.
He was just there.
His perception.
Just there
He
going through
said
the
I was
motions.
present.
No, because he may not have wanted to stay out as late. He may not have wanted to get as turned up or whatever else.
But he
and
still
we
came
knew-
to the function. That's
but-
what I'm trying to say.
No.
Yeah.
But he still acknowledged all of us, even if it was only for a smaller amount of time, and we only got a smaller amount of him.
Yeah.
That
I guess I have
episode.
to agree with him.
That
Your version
episode-
of present and my version
Yeah.
of present.
So it's
are
different. And that's what I was saying. Dave probably thought he was doing everything fine.
Thank you.
He probably was like, I'm fucking here. I'm fucking
here.
here. I'm talking
So
to your
to
fucking
me-
parents. I hate your fucking
to me,
parents.
if you come to
I
my
ran
game-
over a fucking.
If I started playing Highlight
Buddy?
right now, Highlight, I don't know the rules. You don't know the rules. If I
The
started
game or
playing
the beer?
Highlight,
Yes.
the game. If I started playing Highlight right now,
Shout out to Highlight the Beer.
and you guys, shout out to Highlight the game. So if you,
Fuck that
if
game.
I started playing Highlight right now,
Cigar City Brewing.
and you came to the game,
Big shouts.
Fuck the game.
but you watched,
Fuck the game.
that would be enough for me because you showed up. Present would be you learned the rules to Highlight. I don't
But
require
we
that
don't.
for you.
Yeah.
We don't live together every day. We aren't
Yeah.
trying to make a life together, and I
and
think
that's the
that's the
point.
difference.
That's
if I
fair.
had to live with you every single day,
Again,
Hold on, let me cook this nigga real quick.
nuance.
So that's the point I was gonna make is that you guys thought I was present. I didn't think I was present, and then
I didn't think he was
magnify. Thank you, I appreciate it.
You're fair.
Magnify that by 16.
how you tell me I can't be happy that he showed up and I liked being
That's what
around
I'm
him?
trying to say.
That's your expectation,
You
and that's
agree
what he's
with
trying
what
to
I'm saying.
make.
He
Yes.
showed up to the thing, and you were just
Yes.
glad he was there.
You were happy that I was there in whatever capacity I was there at. You were happy
It was
with.
enough because he took the effort to show up
No,
to
no,
the thing.
it was enough for
to
you.
me.
It was enough for you. You said that you obviously didn't think I was present, so that means
Well, right,
that
but I
your
know this,
definition of
that's
present.
but you did your best.
Yeah. But either still, but it's completely different,
Right.
different takes right there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So what I'm saying is, imagine my significant other who lives with me every single day, who lives, sees me open, and they did not see me because whenever the fuck I got home, I was exhausted
Sleep.
because my days were
Slump.
I'd get up at 6:30.
But you helped her
and
pass
I
the
wouldn't-
spelling bee, so like,
That's a different story.
Hey yo, relax.
Relax. Whoa.
But I would get up at 6:30, and there would be times where I wouldn't get home till like 3:00, and I'd be up the next day at 6:30, and that would happen for weeks on weeks on weeks. So when she saw me, she didn't even get to fucking talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So imagine living that for fucking 4 years.
we'll
You know what
call
I'm
her.
saying?
We'll ask her opinion.
Yeah,
see what,
we're
we'll
gonna
see
call
what,
her- bring her on
see
fucking
what,
Skype.
see what, see
And
her
she
season
wanna-
9 Dave.
Yeah, she won't agree with it. And
Right.
she
No. Listen, and not to tie this up, but you are allowed to feel however the fuck you want to feel.
Yes, sir.
You're like 100%. If you feel like someone's not giving you what you feel like
That's
you
up to your
deserve,
interpretation.
you're allowed
to leave.
Yep, you're allowed to either leave or bring it up.
If you stay,
Bring
if
it
you
up.
Stay, that's your fault. But
And give an ultimatum. As shitty as that sounds, sure.
no,
but at least
that's the way it should be.
Yeah,
Like
as
if you're-
shitty
if
as
you
that
say-
sounds, absolutely.
As I've
But
gotten
at least
older-
you're voicing it.
As I've gotten older, I've realized that ultimatums mean a lot because you're saying, "Hey, me or this," and they're
Yes.
like, "The other thing," and you're like, "Well, cool. Thank you for saving me time."
Yeah.
Is the reaction that should happen.
Yeah.
You should never go, "That's the wrong answer," because that means you weren't comfortable
Yeah.
with the ultimatum.
But at
you
no
gave.
point did she ever say it was necessarily the wrong answer. She said what she
She did.
wanted. No,
Well,
she said
okay,
what
hold
she
on, hold on,
wanted and
hold
what
on.
she expected.
Hold
And
on.
if she wasn't getting it, and then she
And
even
she left.
and,
So-
and then even when he came back at her the next episode, and he was like, "Hey, I miss you."
That's fine. She did
she
the right
thumbs
thing.
up it.
What I'm
She
saying is,
just didn't get.
we don't have the nuance. We only
Right.
exist with them within the confines of what the show shows us. If she said, "I'm leaving," we don't know. Honestly, from the point that the episode happens to the next point, she never said, "I'm leaving." She never said, "We're done." We have to interpret
Yeah, we did interpret.
what goes on. Did she ever at once say,
Well,
we
they also kind of told you when they said they
Wait, no,
weren't
no.
talking the next episode.
Yo, hold on,
No,
time
no,
out.
no.
Remember when she was talking to that fucking German nigga though? Remember what, not
Oh,
German?
yeah.
yo,
the
she
Boston,
was
not the Eagles dude.
no. I'm talking when she was like, they went to like Oktoberfest or some shit.
No,
and the fucking
but she wasn't. No, that guy was being a complete douchebag.
no,
That's
no,
completely
because
different
remember
thing.
she went to go piss whatever, and then he was like, "Yo, we need to talk whatever."
Oh, I thought she was talking about that. I thought she
No,
was talking about the
and then
Eagles dude.
they were
What
kind of
episode
like
was that?
spitting game, and she turned him down.
Bieber's party episode. Yeah,
No.
She treated that dude like an idiot.
No. I'm talking about when
No, Beaver's part of the episode was
October,
the Eagles
Oktoberfest. Remember she was doing like that German shit.
When was that?
Am I
What are
thinking
you
of a different
talking-
fucking show?
You
dude?
thinking of a
You
different
are
show?
not
No,
talking
I
about
swear
the
to
same
God,
show.
it was
You thinking of a
Remember
different
when
show.
Dave said we have to talk? Fuck.
You
Oh
thinking
shit,
of
dude.
a different show?
Nigga, I'm thinking of Atlanta, bro.
I was like, whoa.
I
She
know I
went to
saw-
the bar
I
and
just
she
watched
talked
all
about
these
the
episodes.
Patriots and Bill Belichick with some
Nigga.
guy, and then she shut
So
that
that's
guy down the
Donald
bar because
Glover,
her
that's
and
not
Els got
Dave.
grayed
Yeah.
out, and then Els got punched out by
Right.
Marshmallow.
By Marshmallow.
Nigga,
So,
don't watch too many shows at once.
as spicy as that was.
Atlanta's real people. How'd you watch it?
So in synopsis,
Is it
Yeah,
because
let's
it
wrap
was
this shit up.
so episode 10, honestly, this is kind of where I realized I didn't like Dave's character in the least. Like, not where I realized, but I was like, man, like I get that Dave. Honestly, I agree with what you were saying earlier. Where like Dave is making it so not every protagonist is a good guy.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're unrelatable. Like, so remember how I hate The Office? I hate The Office, by the way. If I know this is
only
gonna,
reason I haven't brought it up because I had some office analogies, but I
Right.
already knew if I brought them
So-
up, my life
so
was
you
over.
guys
So
aren't
I
gonna
didn't.
like this. It's fine if you don't want to. If you want to cancel me, that's fine. The reason why I personally don't like The Office
Shout out
is
to
I
you,
don't
Kirill.
like. I don't like when people who go out of their way to do, or people are rewarded for bad behavior. And I don't mean like breaking the rules. Like if they tell you can only, if like you got to go to bed at 10 and somebody goes to bed at 11. Whoa, what a rebel! No, but like Michael Scott is the worst example of humanity in general.
We
Like,
can't. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. I will just.
Humanity.
You gotta stop.
in general.
You
Yeah,
gotta stop.
He makes
Let's
decisions.
pick-
He
nope.
sexually harasses people.
Nope. Let's pick a different thing. Let's pick a different thing.
Oh, here we go. Let's wrap this up. Actually, you're
Right,
going
that's
on
what I'm saying.
fucking 2
So I was
hours.
trying to
Like,
wrap
what
it
the
up.
fuck?
So this is the episode that I realized that like I don't like Dave's character in general, but I think that's the point. The point is that we enjoyed the ride, and it was such a different show from when it began to when it started that it gave you it was a roller coaster. Like you got to experience hayucks and
Real quick. And I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I just want to throw this in there really quick.
no doubt.
Anybody who has not watched the show, we kind of focused a lot on episode 9 and Dave's a dick.
It was
and
a
he's
really good
selfish and all this shit.
We didn't even talk about the niggas giving each other showers.
The smartest thing that they did in that show, not the smartest, but one of the brilliant things in that show, the last seconds, minutes maybe of episode 10, Dave gets to do one redeeming thing that shows that he is actually putting other people ahead of himself, which may show actual personal
Character
growth,
direct them.
Yes.
which
character
is
development.
incredible
Yep.
that they were able to take something so small and make it so significant
Yeah.
because of his fallout from episode 9
Yeah.
to episode 10. He decided to do one thing that, while still promoted himself fantastically,
It was,
he
in my
chose
opinion, the right thing.
he
chose his friends.
to do the thing that was going to keep Gata afloat. That was the people that believed in him and had still stuck
From the
with him.
beginning.
Because he looked at it and said, "This is what I did, and this is why Allie left.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this same thing and have my other people leave. So I'm going to do this one thing to make sure that they know that I appreciate the work that they've put in, and the fact that they ended on that note is why Dave season 2 is going to
gonna be
be
incredible.
just as fucking successful as Dave season 1. And I think that's where we stop, because we said we were going to do 60 minutes. I'm pretty sure
It's
we've
gonna be an
done
hour and
like
a half. That's fair.
100
Well, hold on.
minutes.
Real quick, I'm gonna let I'm gonna say something for the end, and he's gonna say something for the end. Then we'll wrap it up.
It won't be as good as
this
my
is
end
my
thing, though.
last.
Facts.
This is no. That was honestly incredible because my final sentence on my episode notes. This was a kind of sucky episode. Maybe because I hate cringy interviews and selfishness, but the end of this episode absolutely saved it for me. This is art, and while everything that happened may not always hit, character development is important, and he made a choice that has kind of helped me come to terms with this entire season. Because when this is a long sentence, a run-on sentence. Now that I'm thinking about it, I
Yeah.
typed it ad nauseum, but
Ain't nobody see how many periods you put in, bro. It could have been a normal
That's fair.
sentence and you
So-
just talking,
yeah, while it may not always hit,
snitching.
I'm
ass.
about
Oh,
this
6'9"
character
ass
development
nigga.
because it lets me, as a person, believe that no matter how selfish somebody is, there's always a chance that they'll make even one choice that benefits somebody other than them. And that's exactly how I felt at the end of this episode. I was like, wow, he literally I just did not feel like the episode was going to go to where I thought he was.
I left smiling.
I thought he was going to make a selfish
there were
decision.
so many episodes where I was not happy at the end of them.
Same.
But when I saw this and I saw Dave become Dickie, but Dickie do the thing that helped his friends, I was like, I feel so good about how he chose to end this. Plus, Breakfast Club is fucking
Thank
fantastic.
you. So I wrote that. I said I hate cringy interviews. That's one of the things I said. I hate cringy capturing interviews. But I said
DJNV.
I literally said I legitimately
cultural appropriation.
Right. I said I was going to feel personally wronged, which is an incredible investment in the show, if he was rewarded for making a selfish decision again. Like, I was going to be mad if he decided to premiere that song against everybody's, like, not only wishes, but advice.
I don't even care about the record company. It was literally,
his friends.
If it wasn't Mike and Gata in that interview, by the way, everybody fucking season 10, Gata going in there, and he said one line.
He wrote
one line in that whole show.
He wrote for him.
That I can get behind 100% because I may not have agreed with everything either one of these motherfuckers have done in the past fucking decade. But if you asked me to my face and I was going to say something, it would be along the lines when Gator said, he is the greatest. You may not see that from him today, but just so you know, that's who he is. And I paraphrase a little bit, but that literally is the definition of belief in your
and faith
people,
in your friends. Yeah.
And saying, hey, they may not always execute to the best of their ability, but 100%, this is the person to know, and this is the shit that they're about. And even if you don't think so today, they are worth the
later.
Extra mile because you will get so much more out of them than this first impression. Yep. And as a person who doesn't make a good first impression the first at least 86 times you meet me, I can relate to that heavier than anything I related to in that show is having your boys back, even when you do not agree with what they're going to do, because you know at the end of the day they are worth it.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And that's what I was saying. Like, you may not, like, I was gonna be hurt if he went on his own again against his whole crew, and then he got rewarded for it. Like, if he proved them wrong, I was going to lose my faith in the show.
That's too much of a white person show.
Wow.
Again, honestly, you're right. A show in which you can make all of the bad decisions and still get what you want out of it.
That's why this was so, I think, integral to the development of a comedy like this, is it showed that somebody recognized their privilege, that somebody knew that they were coming from a position where they could get away with almost anything, and they still said, it's not worth it because these people are worth more to me than what I know I could skate by with. And in the current climate and the kind of life that we're living right now, I think it is more important than ever to have a cast diversity like that, with social media and then everything in the news focusing on hateful shit and this, that, and the other. I think it is very important to see a relationship like this where you put your people above yourself, no matter where you came from, what you look like, or how you are. And I think that Dave really did a great job of finishing off a season showing that friendship transcends any kind of barrier that we put in place ourselves. And
relationships in general.
It was the ultimate shonen.
Yeah.
It was the ultimate what?
It was the ultimate shonen. The power of friendship overcame everything.
Everything. Yeah.
We're
gonna put your own game.
We'll get your own game.
Full-fledged MLG weeb.
Yeah, we'll get you.
A weebo?
Say what you about to say. So we get in this episode.
Yeah. I'm gonna wrap this up, but I just want to say the fucking freestyle was dope as fuck.
Incredible.
Like, I have it saved on my fucking YouTube just to fucking bang it out. Especially, like, listen, when at the very end he was like, "Hey man, when you see me in the streets,
my name is,"
and he's like, "What's your name?" And then the fucking name drop, like,
Dave came up and he was like, "Oh my god!"
Man. And also,
perfect.
I wish I could have dreads because when Gator was doing his fucking shit, like, I was like, I'm so hyped,
bro.
I'm so hyped right now,
bro. When he put his hand up, he said, "What's your name?" I was like, "Oh my god, please don't say it. Like, don't say your name at the end, because that'll hit." And then he didn't say it at the end. I had to get up. I got up and went outside.
The fact that theme song all year kept going, "Hi, I'm Dave," and then at the very end, And
He
it's
said,
like,
"Hi, I'm-"
Little Dookie. And it's like, hi, I'm Dave. And then all of a sudden at the end, it doesn't even say the fucking word.
show
Charlemagne's
on the
like,
screen.
what's your name? And then you just see Dave come up on the screen.
Boom.
You're
It's
like,
incredible.
this solidifies
Art.
this as a fucking masterpiece.
Real quick
Great.
for all the people in the audience. Read this. Read this out loud for me real quick. That
You already
last
said
sentence.
this. This is art, and while it may always hit,
May not always.
Well,
hit.
you didn't write.
I was lit. I know. I was lit. It's
and
perfect.
while it may always hit, I'm about it.
But I meant always.
But I'm
may-
reading
May
it like
not
he said.
always hit,
Thank you.
but I'm about it.
But I'm about.
Do you want me to retype it so I can read it the right way?
No, it's fine.
I did what you said.
Why
Why
matter after right
this
now.
is like forever, and you just call my man's out, and it's gonna be here forever.
But that's fine
Forever.
because
Well, I
you know
couldn't-
what?
I did what he said.
I've got to get better. He did exactly what I said, and I appreciate that as a
You call his
friend.
ass
But
out.
in general, that ending made the entire season. Like episode 1 was great because I got to laugh, I got to enjoy. It was actually exactly what I expected from the first episode. I was like, I'm going to be laughing this whole time.
Yeah.
And then by episode 3, I was like, man, I didn't yuck nearly as much as I did this
Yeah,
episode.
yeah. Big
In
feels.
episode 5, I cried. Episode 9, I was like, wow, this is an hour's
Episode
worth of
7,
content.
we got to see wooden
7,
shirts.
Yeah,
7,
so good.
Episode 7 is its
Hey,
own
listen,
show.
I'm not gonna do this again. Let's wrap this shit up. You
Yep,
guys
sorry.
have any say you want to say?
No, thank you for me personally. Thank you for attending, watching this first
wow.
episode.
And getting
Again, like I
formal as
said,
fuck.
it only gets better from here. We're getting all these jitters out. It took us literally an hour and a half to figure out how all
Just
this
set this shit
his
up.
equipment worked.
And we're not
which
even sure it's actually working
it
the
might
right
not.
way.
And
This
that
could
would be-
sound
damn,
like
nigga, what if I
ass.
did- fucking press record,
it
bro.
would be.
Did you not press
disheartening.
record?
No, I press record.
It
But
would-
it was-
I would fucking, bro. If you actually didn't hit record, this would be the first and last episode of this because
Yep,
I don't
I'd be
play
done.
pretend,
I
bro.
would
Yeah.
be disheartened
Nigga, I'd be dope.
if he didn't hit record. But thank you
Neighbor.
for watching and listening. If you're on YouTube, thank you for watching this episode. If you're watching this on your drive home, if you're watching this at the
If you're
beginning of the
listening
day,
on your drive home, please do not
if
watch
you're
this on your drive
listening-
home.
I mean,
Yeah.
shit.
Yo, real quick before we wrap this shit up, I did hook us up with a sponsor. I know I
Okay.
didn't tell you guys. I
Go
want to be
ahead.
a surprise, but
Go ahead, shout 'em out.
they said, "Hey, it's the first episode. I want to be involved." And I said, "Okay, you know what you got?"
It better not be these
Is it Sprite?
Hold on.
They giving me ginger
No,
Sprite for
no,
life.
no, hold
on.
Am
So-
I getting ginger Sprite?
I want let me just fucking say
I'm
the
sorry,
sponsor.
okay, go.
So this episode is brought to you by These Nuts.
I knew he was gonna
Mr. Nuts. Mr. Nuts was so
That's
so
an actual
courteous.
company, though, bro.
Mr. Nuts was very was very great. You know, it was only $30, so we get to split it up 3 ways. We all get $10 for this
bucks for
episode.
These Nuts?
$30. $30 is all it takes to sponsor this show. So if you want to be like Mr. Nuts, These Nuts, make sure you
We're
follow
gonna
us.
spell it different than the actual company, so we don't get sued
Yeah,
like the whole Maui Disney bullshit.
DEZNUTZ.
That's how it's actually spelled, bro.
These Nuts, Mr. Nuts.
DNUTTZ.
Yeah.
Nuts has a K in front of it.
That's- sure.
KNUT.
Yeah, that's exactly-
SZ.
I can't spell, so I
Silent
just
X
misspelled
on
it.
the end. I don't know, but you spelled it like the actual company.
Yeah, New
they
York
didn't
Public
sponsor
School.
us.
New York public school systems is the worst. But anyways, that was it, guys. Hope you guys had a good time. Again, from DMX, your boy Maui, D-Mark, X. We are out, and hopefully you guys had a good time. Bye.
Have a great one.